once again, you are all welcome to the Entrepreneurs Lodge. My blazer, which episode?
15th edition.
15th edition, and we are here to talk to one of the serious people. Someone told me I want to use the word serious a lot, but yeah, and I told him that most of my contacts and my people are actually very serious people. So be free. What we are going to do at first, as usual, is to have some simple introduction of everyone and your venture and what you do, and then we shall actually be able to move on. Okay, so I'll start with Labora, and then we proceed like this up in near Anki.
Guys, you can kindly come to the front. Those who are not doing
Those who are not part of the membership group.
You can sit there, you can sit here.
Yes. Johannes. Yes. Johannes. Moritz Johannes.
I stand even if I sit.
Joe. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. My name is Bagonza Kuzaima, and I work with Laboramates Company Limited. This is like my 5th time of being here. Yes, 5th, yes, and I have been consistent ever since I came. I've never missed, and I'm learning, and I'm improving my venture. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Patience Praise Ayebale. I bake cookies. That is my venture, and I hope to expand. This is my 3rd time being here, and I'm happy to be here.
So that time. Yeah. So you are saying you bake what you talk about there. Oh, perfect. Amazing. It's okay.
Yeah. So this is my venture. I started last year, and I'm still continuing. I bake cookies as my side hustle while I go to class.
Which program are you doing?
I do software engineering. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Musao Emmanuel.
Can you hear well?
So far, it's okay, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm a student at MUST, and I work at Avoda Innovations as one of the scientists developing diagnostics and drugs. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Eliud Chelangat from Sebei, the place where people run. So our innovation is water for runners. It is mainly designed to support them as they run, to give them energy, to replenish the electrolytes lost, so that they can run longer, they can enjoy their run longer than the normal. So this is one of our products so far, though it is still at the validation process. We are working on registering with the UNBS, which will come soon. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Richard Kasoria. I work with Swift Clean, and I'm a member of the Entrepreneurs Lounge. Swift Clean is a cleaning company, and we are located here in Imbarara.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mchungus Junior Arnold. I'm a student at MUST, undergraduate, and also work with a team which develops transdermal patches for managing menstrual pain. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brenda Cementa, and I work with Avoda Factory. We bake cookies, we make drugs, and I'm in Form 6 vacation. Thank you.
So you know these ones already?
I know, I tried them already.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
My name is Anke Weisheit. I'm originally from Germany and in Uganda. I am Chair Innovation and Business Management at Pharmaceutical Biotechnology and Traditional Medicine Center, based at Mbara University of Science and Technology. and we are supporting young entrepreneurs and help them growing their business. Here in the club, I'm actually a mentor and supporting the young entrepreneur members in growing their business. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Once again, you're welcome. My name is Emmanuel Maleka Simba, and I'm a co-founder of this platform, the Entrepreneurs Launch. Welcome to the 15th edition of the Entrepreneurs Launch. I understand today is Eid El Fitri. So Eid Mubarak to you all. I'm an innovator, pharmaceutical innovator mainly, and I mainly do in utilizing indigenous knowledge to bridge the gap between modern pharmaceutics and then organic products. So I formulate many products, including cough and flu syrup, which has recently got notified by the National Drug Authority, and now it is off to the market. You can find it in any pharmacy and drug shop around you across the country. Thank you very much.
A big hand clap, guys. Yeah, so we welcome you once again to the Entrepreneurs Launch. This is the 15th edition. We are so happy to have you, as usual, for another conversation. And the person we have today is a friend of mine. We first talked in November, right? And you can all guess on LinkedIn. He was in Germany, I was in Uganda, actually I was in Mbarara. How many people on LinkedIn? Yeah, I think
connected with him today.
yes. You are not on LinkedIn. Yeah, she's a senior sex worker, but that's not an excuse, really. You should really be able. Yes. Yeah. So really, and he's a PhD scholar at the University of Bonn, doing research on entrepreneurship, especially here in East Africa. So he has a lot to talk about. He's so prepared for us, both for our physical and online audience. And I'm 100% sure it's going to be an amazing conversation. We are so happy to have you. And the first thing I always ask before you even introduce yourself is when you look at young entrepreneurs like us in this space here, what do you think, what comes to your mind first? And then from there you can give us who you are and why you are here.
You've set the bar high, so now I have to deliver, right?
Yes.
Well, I'll do my best. So I think whenever I see young entrepreneurs, especially in this part of the world, I feel a lot of excitement. I see that there are people that see opportunities, because I think what's the great thing about this part of the world, there's so many opportunities, so many things you can build. And this is why I like being in a room with entrepreneurs, because you are people that see these opportunities and are ready to grab them or grab them already. And I think this is whenever we talk about problems, and we talk about problems a lot, we need a few people that are ready to tackle these problems, that are ready to give solutions, and this, I think this inner feeling of I am the person to do it, this is very important, and this is a nice thing in being among entrepreneurs, is you have lots of people that are able or feel entitled to do something to solve some problems, and this is important.
Yeah. So they all want you are in a room of people, and they all are excited to solve at least one problem, and that's what we are all doing, right? I think that's really very important. So, who is Moritz, and why are you here?
That is a very good question. Maybe it is. Hopefully it is. I am a researcher.
It is.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
If you're curious on who I am, right?
Yes, definitely.
I'm a researcher from Germany, and I research entrepreneurship, which is not the typical thing that probably comes to mind when you think about research. Usually it comes to the hard sciences, right? Yeah. And so I was an entrepreneur before. After my bachelor's degree, I founded a company, and then of course, as the first company very often goes, it didn't go so well. Mine also didn't go so well,
Yeah,
and I
always.
went to working for startups. I worked for an investor, and I wanted to go back into academia to actually foster this what we have here as well, to help young people become entrepreneurs, to tell about my learnings, and also to become or to get the teaching to another scale. I had to get into research. And research is also what brought me here, because I was researching for 1.5 years, reading lots of papers. And when you read papers on entrepreneurship, there is lots of nice insights.
Yeah.
Interestingly, every paper has one sentence that you can summarize it with.
Maybe just,
Yeah.
has anyone ever read a paper on entrepreneurship? Yes, Nyanke, yes, Emma. Oh, good. It's not a bad number.
It's a few.
Yeah.
I will in the next. Now I'm saying it on tape, so I'll have to do it.
Yeah.
I will.
We can always edit.
We'll see. No, my plan is when I'm coming back to summarize my experiences from the trip, but also summarizing papers, because I think every paper has one or two things we can take away. Not every paper, most have one or two things that we can take away from that. We can summarize them in one sentence or two. But what I figured is that most of the research done is on Western entrepreneurship, and we have very limited insights on how entrepreneurship works all around the world. But there's so many people, there's so much happening on other places. And so I had a conversation with my professor. I found some research that points towards looking at other areas of the world. And of course, where do I have to look first when I look outside of my local context? East Africa, because there's so much happening, right? So yeah, with some coincidences, my professor was in Nairobi and we talked about it. I was like, I'll have to learn more about this part of the world.
Oh, so you are interested basically in East Africa because of your professor?
My professor was in Nairobi and she pinpointed me towards looking at East Africa.
And,
yes.
And I know you are going to share that.
Yeah.
And I believe it's going to be interesting. Now, there is something that has always been on my mind, and I'm sorry I didn't tell you this prior.
Yeah.
But you see, what we learn,
Yeah.
you have already mentioned it, that most of the research is on the Western
Yeah.
kind of system. So what happens is, for us young entrepreneurs here in Uganda, what we do is when we want to grow our businesses, when
Yeah.
we want to improve our businesses, I go and look at what Bill Gates did. Okay, I go
Yeah.
and look at what Elon Musk is doing, what all these entrepreneurs in Europe and the US are doing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if I try to copy and paste what is there and I bring it here
Yeah.
to Uganda, it never works. There are a lot of issues. Do you agree with that? And what could be the discrepancy in both from what you have seen?
Yeah. So I think it starts with the stages of the things that people solve. The problems that are solved in Europe are other kinds of problems that entrepreneurs solve here. Here it's about building industry. It's about building economy. And you have some very fundamental tasks, I think. What I think, looking at other economies that are in a different stage, the good thing about it is you can see of where things could be going. It can give you an idea of, I think this is how I want to look at. But the difficult task is the translation of the constitution, the situation you're in, and the local context. My thinking is, when we look at what's happening here, I was in Egypt in February. And in Egypt, there was a company called Gourmet that just went public. Gourmet. Gourmet is a simple supermarket chain. So my friends from Egypt, they took me to the supermarket. Very rare for a tourist to do supermarket tourism, bizarre, but I was very hooked. It's like, they just went public, it's a supermarket. And I went in there, and it's a supermarket chain that looks pretty much like the supermarket I go in every day.
Okay.
But they have imported products, high-class products. And then that got me thinking of, I think there's parallels in the stage of the economy. In building a supermarket now in Germany, that is madness.
You can't.
You can't. Like, there's 4 companies that dominate the market.
Okay.
But when did these companies grow? They grew when the population grew. They grew when the economy was growing. There was like a peak growth. And this is what's happening in East Africa. I think that's the exciting thing.
So what you are trying to say is that we can start any business right now with any idea. We can actually be able to develop it to that level. If you want to start a supermarket, if you want to start a Microsoft, if you want to start a Tesla, is that what I'm getting? Or
I think the opportunity is there to build these fundamental companies that are pillars for the economy, because you can grow with the economy and with a population. Uganda is one of the...
You see,
yeah?
Maurice, sorry for cutting you short. You see, also this has been in my head for a long time. You know, somewhere in my studies, in my life, my academia, I did a program called Development Studies.
Yeah.
Okay? And one of the things that has always struck me is that Uganda has always been a developing country.
Yeah.
Okay? From the start, we are developing, we are still developing.
Yeah.
So, using what you are saying, that since the economy is developing, I'm looking at it in a way that we have been developing.
Yeah.
But we have never reached that developed kind of state. I don't know what you think about that.
There is a very good book written by Hans Rosling that's called Factfulness. Factfulness. It's already a bit old, but it shows that our perception of development is static, even though the reality is moving. So he gives an example. He's from Sweden, and he says Morocco in 1970, 1980 is like Sweden in the 1920s. So the movements are in parallel.
Okay.
And Uganda is not standing still.
Yeah,
there is a lot happening. Just in comparison to what's happening in other countries, of course, it sometimes seems like, well, we're still in the developing stage here. But things are moving, right?
That's true, that's true.
And there is another thing that I think gives great opportunities. Just guess, maybe a random guess to the audience. How many percentage, or how big do you think is the part of the population in Germany, roughly, that's over 65 years old?
Me, I think 50. I don't, 50, 60%.
Over 65. Over 65. So they're in retirement age?
Over 65 years. What do you think is the percentage in Germany? People. You can give any weird guess. 30%? We have 30%.
I think over 20, maybe 23.
We'll take the middle. It's about 25. 25%. So that means every fourth person, 1, 2, 3, 65. In Uganda, it's less than 5%.
We are very young.
In Germany, it's a quarter. In Uganda, it's hard to find someone. That shows a bit of the... Well, but it's also that there is just... They used to die earlier, but the average age is rising.
Yeah, it's rising.
And so these movements and the population bubbles are just shifted. That means Germany is it's a few years more advanced, you'd say, but it also means we've got a lot of old people. Like the ratio from my parents got 2 kids, on average a German woman has 1.4. That means there's less people to cater for the old. We've got new problems in our economy, so the world is shifting, whereas you're here still building the economy. And so some of the things that have happened in the so-called advanced economies are my assumption. That's my strong hypothesis.
Are you guys sharing the problems of Germany? like people, it's because when parents are not, if you have one child, so taking care of you may be harder, you have one, compared to Uganda where you produce 8. But now, leaving that alone, still in the same frame, some of us here, me inclusive, are solving problems, and I'm starting to think they are not Ugandan problems. On a serious note, for example, people who are in climate tech, people who are in plastic pollution, I'm making biodegradable plastics. People who are in things to do with, which other things? Solar. Okay, maybe solar is in.
Climate action.
Yeah, climate action, carbon such things. Are those our problems? What do you think?
No.
They are not.
So those are wrong enterprises.
No, they're not wrong enterprises. I think, but you have to be aware where the money is coming from.
Yeah, okay,
Right?
that's also a point.
So, whom are you catering? I don't think it's bad if you got your market. Like,
Yeah.
if I understand my market is carbon credits, and I
Yes.
find buyers,
Yes.
and I understand their problems, I'm catering them, I may be serving them fine. I've got other risks than if I solve problems for the local people. What I've experienced from the conversations I had is
Yes.
that most people here want to bring the local economy forward, right?
Yeah.
Most people have this very inherent move of, I want to push things forward.
That's true.
So I think then it becomes harder to solve problems for somebody else eventually. You could also frame it from another perspective. You're bringing money in that usually wouldn't come in.
Yeah.
Solar, I would say, depending on the energy side, can actually be a solution for a local problem. But it's always the challenge of, if you're solving a problem, let's make it easy, solve a problem from the West, how do you translate it to, how do you bring it over? Like, this is the task that you that grew up here can do best, because you know the problems, you know how the people think.
Yeah.
And how can you translate that to the local conditions?
So how can you modify it to the
Yeah.
to the common, to the local community?
And to the local context, like, how do you understand what's happening here? Maybe what's the vision that I see? What's an inspiration? In the end, it's an inspiration,
Yeah.
right? And then what do I make of it?
So I've diverted a lot, but I was so much actually interested in this because for me it is personal.
Yeah.
Now let us go to the real thing. you have talked to over 60 entrepreneurs, I would guess.
It's
And-
about 55 entrepreneurs and 10 NGOs, around 10,
Okay.
11 NGOs, yes.
Okay, perfect. So could we get a feel of what I know you haven't done the full analysis yet,
Yeah.
but after you talking to them, what are some of the things? This is where we get our pens and books and write.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you have learned
Yeah.
and you think you can actually be able to share with us that may be helpful?
So yes, the strategies the people have, right?
The strategy.
The strategies, I'd start with a thing that probably all of you can relate. I think I could title the conversations with over-mentored. So, I mean, there's lots of things, and I think when we start talking and get to some questions, we'll get down on some things. The main themes, the two themes I've seen, is over-mentored, underfunded. So there is the lack of capital, lack of financial capital, a little
Over-mentored,
bit, and underfunded.
Underfunded.
That is, I think, the key learning. And the second one is the difficulty of infrastructure and ecosystem. So whilst you try to solve one problem, 5 other problems start popping up. And then the question is, do you start solving these problems and divert from your
Can you
original
give an
problem?
example of that?
Yeah, a very simple example is there is someone who's selling very simple business. Actually, she's selling bags, hand-woven bags from one part of the country. She's trying to get them to the main capital and sell them there. If I would do that in Germany, I'd get a logistics company. The women weave the bags, send them to me. There's a standard price for that. There's a standard delivery. I can always trust. There's a 1-day terms of delivery. Everything's set, and I can book it all online. She now had to do it in a rural area. She got someone to take it to a bus. The bus driver made sure that at one point it ended up in the main capital. Another person had to pick it up, and sometimes the bus was not on time. Sometimes the bus was not coming, and then she didn't have the bags. Right?
I get
So
you.
what is she doing now?
That's the infrastructure.
That's the infrastructure. So now she's she wants to sell bags. She's got the problem that maybe there's a reliability of the people that wave the bags. She's got to have the capital to buy it. And now suddenly the bags don't arrive anymore. And it's not because of anything, it's because no driver is available. So now the question is, does she make sure that the bags are always arriving in time and build her own delivery service? If she does so, will she also sell it to other people in the area? But is she then still selling bags, or is she building up a logistics company?
The logistics company now.
And then she's doing a
Yeah.
logistics company. But is it what she can do? Is it what she wants to do? And is it the problem she's solving? And I had very interesting conversations because especially young entrepreneurs told me, fuck, I've got to do everything, right?
No, like actually, you are now saying it, and I'm realizing that's what everyone is doing.
Yeah.
In their realm. Avoda cookies, they make them, they package them, they design them, they market them, they make sure that they reach the people.
Yeah.
And you are saying in Germany it's not like that.
It depends,
just,
of course,
if you are
on the
making,
business.
you make, and
But there is, my students in university, they are food and agricultural students. So some of them build food businesses. And we've been at the largest juicing and smoothie company in Germany. They're making, I think, 82 million euros in revenue a year. That is a lot of Ugandan shillings.
please don't convert.
But they don't produce the juice. They do not own the factory.
So they do.
They have a partner who's doing the whole manufacturing, contract manufacturing. And this manufacturer in the beginning was manufacturing other stuff. And then now they're filling his whole schedule. But they're not doing they're doing the product. How does it taste? They tell him the formulation. He's doing the product. And then they do the marketing. And
Do you know why I'm laughing?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Maleka, I'm looking at the pharmaceutical scientists here. That's the biggest problem that is facing, I think even Nyanke can attest to that, that these people make products, wonderful products, formulations, but they don't have that specific company which is making, they don't have a company which is delivering, looking for the pharmacies.
yeah.
And I don't know why. Do you guys know of companies in Uganda? Probably there are reasons why we are not going for those companies. Are there some companies which are in logistics, in companies which are doing that here? African Queen. So why doesn't a person like you go there?
We believe that they take on the big company, like a small person like me may not be able to catch a partnership with African Queen.
Have you captured that?
I've captured that.
What
and
do you think?
I think that might be true, but I would dare to try. Because the interesting thing is, so I've spoken with entrepreneurs from a range from pre-revenue to around 2.5, I think the largest was $2.5 million US.
Here in Africa?
Here in Africa,
Wow.
yeah. $2.5 million US per year in revenue. Not profits, revenue. And what I've learned is the higher I went up the revenue chain, so the more revenue they were making, the more focused they were. Stellar focus. It was not that they were not solving the other problems, but they were tackling one problem at a time, and they were building partnerships to solve the problems they couldn't solve themselves. And so sometimes the partnerships were just sufficient to lift them to their next milestone. Right? They're not solving the problem at all. It's like the matatu, the bus that brings your package. You've not solved the problem for eternity, but you've already gotten the products from A to B. And if you maybe find someone who's traveling regularly, you've not solved the problem properly, but you've done a provisional solution. And then building these partnerships, eventually finding partners among entrepreneurs. But what I found the crucial thing was to look beyond your entrepreneurial community and look into clusters, into your industry. There is industry existing, not as much as, of course, in other countries eventually, but the industry is actually partly open. I've spoken with an entrepreneur, she's in the recycling business in Kenya. Recycling. And she told me she never thought the industry would help her. And then she reached out to an entrepreneur, or an owner. He's already been in business for 30, 40 years. And he's like, I like what you're doing. I've got a free room. Do your stuff there. And if it grows, we can grow it together. There is, I don't know, like I have not spoken to the people, and it might be very different in your cluster, in your industry, but I would dare giving it a try, because I think if you can focus, which doesn't mean you cannot change your business model, right? Pivoting and openness for that is still important, I believe at least, and this holds true wherever you go in whichever economy you grow. These are some fundamental things, pivoting, some openness. But
I know friends who have pivoted like 10 times.
Yeah, and it's pivot.
It's about survival.
Pivot is good, and there's always entrepreneurship is your starting idea is the starting journey.
Yes.
And then you go down the funnel, and the pivots hopefully become smaller and smaller, right?
Yeah. Yeah, surely.
Yeah,
So you have talked about infrastructure, ecosystem,
yeah.
and yeah. So are those the only things that you think? Then you also talked about the concept of over-mentored, underfunded. Do you want to throw some more light on that?
I can. I love to. Yeah. So over-mentored and underfunded.
Let us start with over-mentoring.
Yeah, it comes together, I
Okay.
would say, because it's about the financing structure. So the financing structure here is very grant-based, right? There's lots of, or there are grants. The logic is very grant-based. Many entrepreneurs think about grants quickly. Yeah?
Can I interject in
Yes.
there? Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Yes, no
But I'm
worries.
trying to relate to
The good Germans always have discussions like that.
Perfect.
I feel home now.
Perfect. I also feel home now. So now you have talked about something very important, which is the funding structure
Yeah.
of Ugandans. I think we were at Novara,
Yeah.
and you realize that actually him, I'm 100% sure.
Yeah.
He has never thought about grants when
Never.
he's starting.
Yeah.
Most the people who think about grants for their businesses are people who have gone to university.
Yeah.
In most cases, or who have grown up in some kind of NGO. They
Yeah.
have that knowledge that, okay, I can start my business and then have grants. Most people, what they do in Uganda,
Yeah.
there are like three main ways. One, getting loans.
Yeah.
Two, they sell whatever belonging they have. Most people sell land
Yeah.
and buy whatever they want to buy to start up their businesses.
Yeah.
And then others, like Novara said, they get from family and friends. They try to collect money from there. So you're right, and that is a very important issue. We'll talk about the granting because I'm there.
Yeah.
She's there, he's there. Most people here I know, some are thinking about getting a grant
Yeah.
first and then starting the business. But there's also another line. So I don't know which one you want to take first. Should we first go grant where you were, and then we come back this side?
Let's do the one you touched on first.
Okay, first.
And then we'll try to get back to the other one.
Okay.
I actually fell victim to something I also saw a lot. The entrepreneurship we talk about is the entrepreneurship of the few, not of the many.
Yes.
It's the entrepreneurship that we see, and that's the entrepreneurship that's often funded. That's the entrepreneurship of the university graduated founder. Eventually, they've got some ties to the West already.
Yes.
To some Western funders, donors, whatever.
Organization, fellowships, what? Yeah.
Whatever. And then there's the majority of people, those who become necessity entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Right? Those who become entrepreneurs.
That's a wonderful necessity entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I'm a feeling 90% of the people I know here are necessity entrepreneurs. Okay.
Yeah. And necessity entrepreneurship, interestingly, correlates with lower economic growth, which is why I think, from my observations and anecdotes I can tell so far, one of the crucial things is to turning necessity entrepreneurship into opportunity entrepreneurship. Which means from I'm becoming an entrepreneur because there's no other option and I just sell stuff to get some money in, to I'm an entrepreneur now and now I'll look for problems to solve. But that's the thing, the grants do not target the people that are in this position.
Yes.
And many of the programs, there are a few programs that do it, very few, and I'm very happy I came across one of them that are specifically focused on the youth that have less opportunity, youth that didn't go to university and that have an income, a background with a lower income. And they turn their ideas into opportunity ideas, which means they work on problems that these people experienced and then say, how can you become the person to solve your own problem? But not to do so on a small scale, but can you think about it scalable? There was to give an anecdote, they helped someone who very early got malaria. She lost a family member due to malaria because they grew up and I think they grew up very rural. They might have even been in a refugee camp. And she then worked with this organization and developed a soap that is malaria repellent.
Okay.
She developed a formulation that she could sell very cheaply, so she could sell it even within the refugee camp, even with a low budget they could buy. So she now developed a solution to a problem and did so in a commercial way that's sustainable. So instead of just thinking of how can I get some short-term money. She thought about a longer-term solution, but the difficulty there is, once you are under pressure,
Yes.
it's very hard to do so, nearly impossible.
Yeah.
There is the research finding that you're not poor because you're stupid. You take short-term actions because you're poor, because poverty drives you to make, because poverty sets you under pressure.
I think you please repeat that again because it's very important. Repeat that statement again.
So to make it very bold and
Yes.
rememberable,
Yes.
you're not poor because you're stupid, you act stupid because you're poor.
That's perfect.
And
perfect.
I think taking poverty away, because poverty is also a state that money can solve.
Yes.
Right? So giving people, helping people serve some needs, not having to think about what's on the plate tonight, but knowing that for this week I've got some food. This will give me a week of headspace to think about an opportunity.
Wow.
And then jumping back to the grants. Before
you go.
I would have such a smooth transition there.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But
we shall try.
I'll still try it.
There's no problem. So there are two things he has really talked about, which I want to reiterate. I think that it has become counterintuitive to me. It has changed how I'm seeing entrepreneurship. There is necessity entrepreneurship, and then there is opportunity entrepreneurship. Okay? Most people start entrepreneurship because if they don't, they will die. I think that's the best way to put it there. They won't survive, so they say, man, let me sell some food, some soap, let me try to get this, and I find ways of surviving. But then there are people who see opportunities and then say, okay, now let me go and do that. And given the fact that most of us are necessity entrepreneurs, the transition from necessity to opportunity entrepreneur, it's possible, but it's a bit complicated. Probably after this, we shall try to revisit that again, but I want to give him a chance for us to go back to us, some of us, the grant. No, this guy coined a term here sometime back, grantpreneurs.
Grantpreneur. I would say grantpreneurs is beyond that.
Okay.
At least from what the way I've perceived the term. But let's go all the way from no help to grantpreneurs.
Okay.
I think these are kind of the two spectrums, right?
we are listening.
So I think on the other side, so you've got this whole bunch of entrepreneurs,
Yes.
this whole bunch of entrepreneurial energy that is not really catered. Nobody really supports that. So that's kind of the territory. But then on the other end, I spoke to entrepreneurs and I was like, so did you do support, did you get some support programs? Yeah, a few. Oh, what do you mean a few? Like 5, 6, 7. So there are people that have a great business idea because they had the time to develop an opportunity, an opportunity case, solve a problem. And then they went to the German Development Agency's program, to some NGO's program, to the Dutch program, the Swedish. And then they ran through all these programs. These programs always teach them the same stuff. They told me, I had entrepreneurs, it's like, I told them, let's speak off record here.
Yes.
Do you still go? 6 programs? Oh, no, I don't go anymore. I'll send my employees. And then the NGOs tell me, yes, sometimes they don't even show up. I say, well, because they've done 5 programs already, right? But these NGOs or the implementers, they also often have to deliver KPIs.
Yes.
And these KPIs are how many programs how many entrepreneurs have you helped, how much money have they raised afterwards. And of course, if there's only a few that are ready to help, to lift to the stage from, I've got an idea and my first $50K in funding, to I'll lift you to 5 million in funding. If that's the stage where we help, beyond the valley of death, basically, then we get the same entrepreneurs all over and over, and that they get supported and they get over-mentored.
Yeah.
So
that is the over-mentoring.
That's the over-mentoring. They still struggle to get financing because then they do the programs because at the end there's a $5,000 reward for one person.
3K.
And then you do the
10K.
program and in the end it's like, oh, one person gets, maybe nobody gets it, I've heard. Sometimes there's people, they're just disappearing.
Yes.
And you're like, hey, right?
Yeah.
So there's this weird structure, and there's good programs, right? There's not to say that all programs are like that.
Yeah, the big visionary Mercedes is perfect.
Yeah.
That's on camera. I think my bosses will love it. Okay.
So, but there is the notion that some founders go through a lot of programs. They get lots of input that is not really catered to them. That's more a standardized program, and they do so because they hope to get some grant financing, because they think that's the way it is. And then there is energy, and that's kind of my anecdotal finding. As a researcher, I wouldn't say that's my conclusion yet, because I officially couldn't, but we are practitioners here, all right?
Okay.
So we can jump to the conclusions before we do the analysis. I would say there's a good opportunity to move money from over-mentoring the few to supporting over-mentoring the few to supporting the many, to give aid to help people develop new ideas.
So now I'm speaking both from experience, but from also other people's experiences.
Yeah.
I once had a discussion. I was tired. I was tired because at that time I was in very many programs.
Yeah.
Personally, like you go to this, I don't want to mention names, but there's a time I was in 3 programs at the same time.
Yeah.
But I needed them because it was my source of living.
Yeah.
You get the point. So you are here, you are here, you are here. So I grew tired. Even in the applying for these things, they take a lot of time. There's this program, you're applying again and again and again for some of this money, right?
Yeah.
In most cases, of course, you don't get it, and I grew tired of the whole process, from the application to the program itself. If you go in, because like the design thinking process is the same. A business model canvas, you cannot teach it to me like more than one time. You know, I know what it means.
Yeah.
These are the same things. Competitive landscape analysis, like I can even mention them when I'm sleeping. Now, I remember talking to this wonderful entrepreneur friend of mine.
Yeah.
I look up her, and she told me, Victor, after telling me I'm done, I'm not going to do these things. I want to see these things. I want to focus on only my product, blah blah. She told me, get sense. She told me I need to get sense again, that I'd lost some kind of sense. I wasn't thinking right. And she told me, so, what are you going to do? Imagine you without these programs, without this money coming in, you had reached a certain level, you are in some kind of lifestyle, you know? You are here, so you are saying you are going to leave all this and go back to where you were, just because you want to focus on something you're not sure it will work. Then I thought about it and I said, I need to keep going for these programs, regardless. You get? So, yes, I'm in the program, but I'm there. I know what they are teaching me, but I have to survive. So, have you come across that? It's not only me. And I may put a disclaimer that may not be me. I'm just using the story such that it can sink in properly.
Yeah.
Okay? It doesn't mean that it was me, but that's what I'm trying to say. That have you come across
Many
such a
people.
scenario?
I've heard many of those stories. So I think the friend you're talking about eventually there is not alone. There's many of these things, and it's twofold. I think on the one hand, that's unfortunately how the funding structure in part is structured, like how the funding world is structured. The other thing is, these programs distract you from your business. And
thank you for saying that, and we never realized that.
they do.
You spend 8 months learning a business model canvas. 8 months.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, there is one thing, and that's, and I think especially for the enterprises here, when you come out of necessity originally, you have to follow the money, and the best financing is no financing. The second best financing is customer financing, and then somewhere beyond comes the grant and equity financing, right? So thinking about your business model in a way that where is the problem in the whole? We've already discovered that there is not just one problem when you do something. There is a problem chain, and trying to think of where is maybe the first step where I can actually earn money. I'll give you an example of a company. They are serving meals, and they're doing so for a large chunk of hospitals. And what they started doing, of course, it's not possible with every, like some models need external financing. You need to develop a product. Some things need time, and some things need money. But there are most businesses don't need that, but they don't have to be too close. Like they don't have to be just the food for the evening. So they started cooking for hospitals, and they started doing so in their own kitchen. So they started cooking the meals, and what could they do in the evening? They could sell them, right? They earned $1 on every meal. But, and that's the difference between the necessity and the opportunity entrepreneur, they didn't just do it for selling the meal and getting the buck. They did so because they wanted to change how meals are served in hospitals, and they realized that they have so many problems along the value chain. So once they got to a certain number of meals that they were selling, which is there is a certain type of revenue that they were making. Once you hit certain brackets of revenue, other sources of financing become available because your business has a different capacity to absorb. If you're pre-revenue and then you apply for a $50,000 US dollar grant, hard to absorb that. It's a lot of money. So the funder will also say, like, I don't know, can that person handle it? But if you make $5,000 US dollars of revenue every month for the last 5 to 10 months, getting a 50K grant is 10-month revenue. So you showed that you're kind of able to handle that. So how do you build up revenue streams and analyze your business model on seeing where can you get money from people that give it to you without a condition, right? You don't have to go for people that give you conditions. And this is kind of making yourself free from this. This is the next thing, right? The next thing you can try to free yourself. Sometimes, and it's not to say that all these programs are bad or that this is not the solution. And sometimes you have to go through it. I told you earlier, I'm doing the same with my brother right now, right? We've been filing for a grant in Germany as well, and we got rejected. And I called my brother today and like, this is rubbish. We are writing for people that are reading, and we've been doing so for the last 2 months, and no single progress has been done for our business. Like, we've not developed the product further. But we want to get free cash. We got to prove someone.
There's a reward somewhere.
So, but what we're doing now is we're not solving our customers' problems, nor are we solving our problems. We're solving the problem of the person giving us the money. So we've got to think about, what do they want? Why do they give us the money? They've got a goal as well. And are we the person to cater them? We think we are. That's why we're complaining about the rejection. But I mean, I've heard from entrepreneurs that are very happy they didn't get a grant in the beginning, and they could build like a solid base for their business, earning their own revenues, and they're now using the grants to build satellites. So there's someone who's doing farming, zero grazing, which is that he produces fodder, feeding for the cows, so you can have them in the stall rather than having them on the grass, which makes it easier to handle. And the cows more efficient. You can have more cows per hectare, obviously, because they're not moving around, and you give them fodder. And this is the core business he's built. But he's then started to working with the government and with grants to educate communities how to do that. Because that's not his core business. But there's grants for education. But he's not taking this grant for his own company, because he says, I don't want to become an NGO. I want to run a business. I don't want to cater someone else's KPIs. So if someone else's KPIs are matching with what helps my business, I can put it as a satellite. But I can never make it my core business because USAID pulls out. Funding disappears. You've got promised $100,000 US dollars coming in. Then Trump says, money's gone, frozen. If you've built your core business on that,
I mean,
gone.
he just said climate change is a hoax. That's what he said. And people in the climate space started. So you have said a lot, but a lot of sense.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Otherwise, I wish that you shoot, right? Everything you criticize, shoot at me afterwards.
So now, to just to streamline.
Yeah.
Because yes, you have said those are observations.
Yes.
From what you are saying, what do you think is the best way forward for a person like Emily?
Sharpen your problem. Understand which problem are you solving, whose problem are you solving. You've probably done that already.
Yeah, I've done it a lot of
you've
times.
And then
I've written my problem statement. I don't know how many times.
Try to get revenue. Try to get the money from the customer. Think about ways to get the money from the customer as early as possible, I think. And this is, funnily, that's, even though conditions are very different all around the world, if you want to break it down, every business should do that, whether based in Germany or in Uganda, right? And in Germany, people also tend to forget that. We don't, like, I don't stick to that rule with the business with my brother. We also want to get some funding to research a bit more, and I'm not eating my own medicine here, at least not in this case, and there's no silver bullet. There's no one.
So the idea is to be as open-minded as possible. So
and whenever you feel like something traps you, you're free. You can take another decision. The grants drive you crazy. You feel like you're not working on your business. There will be another way. You just got to find it.
Okay.
And I think this is the great thing. The resilience I've seen in the founder is there. Like the resilience.
There's a question on that, but I won't ask it. Okay. When do you know, from your experience, when do you know that I've been resilient enough? like when do you know that, okay, this won't work? Because that's a question Emma and I have asked very many people here, but answering it is hard. You had it. So you will answer that when it is Emma's time. Now, what you are going to do, I 100% think that I've left out very many questions that these people may be having. Okay? And in case they don't ask some of the questions, I now will ask them again. But for now, I want to cross over to Emma. I'm sure he has some serious questions. But before we even do that, do we have people who have some questions? Or insights?
Or critique?
Or critique.
The Germans love it.
Yes, you may think that the thought process we are thinking in right now is not the right one. Okay? I know they will after Emma does. So let's go to him and then we see. He must be having very many questions.
Oh, the paper is full.
No, it's not actually full. Victor has a copy of others. So that's not it.
That's not it.
Oh. Yeah, so thank you very much. May, the other names are hard. I just heard it's Johannes.
Johannes.
Not Johannes.
Yeah. Johannes, yeah.
So in Uganda, it's a J. So
Joe. Moritz.
Joshua.
John.
So I'm assuming John is Yon. Okay. That's just for jokes.
We can go with Mo. Mo is easy, right?
Yeah.
We can go with Mo.
Mo.
Mo, as an abbreviation for Moritz, which is very hard.
Okay, maybe May can also work.
May can also work.
So you have extensive knowledge in entrepreneurship, especially in the East African region, which is a low resource setting. Yeah. So you've talked about the fact that we are overly mentored, but underfunded.
Yeah.
So cognizant of the fact that that is a reality, how do you navigate it? Because it's not about to change. It's been here for quite a long time. So what's your advice? What do you think the strategies we can use to harness this reality so that we can actually progress with our businesses? Because we understand that many of us, Victor has just said that he has undergone a lot of training.
Yeah.
Sometimes he has had like 5 ongoing fellowships to get skills and knowledge and some practical insights. But then, just like another entrepreneur, we all want funding. We think funding is the core issue we have. We think it's a core challenge we have. So how do we accept this reality of being overly mentored but yet underfunded, and then we navigate that reality to be able to see the light of day?
So I think the first thing is we kind of got to accept that this is the reality, right?
Okay.
And sometimes you will have to adapt to reality. So everything I say is I think that is one strategy that you can try.
Okay.
But as I haven't been in your shoes, I'm the last to lecture you. I've just trying to give you some ideas.
Yeah, okay.
One idea is to think about yourself and make yourself free from I don't have to go for any of that. Right? I can build it without it. And once start to accept, try to accept the fact that you're not dependent on the programs.
Like to work within our means.
You work within the means,
okay.
but with the conviction that you can do it without them. You will do it because they make it easier for you. But as soon as you realize they're costing you more than they might give you, you can cut them off because you can do it without them. I think this fundamental belief in yourself.
So it's some kind of attitude you need to change.
I think it's an attitude.
You need to develop something like self-efficacy.
It's self-efficacy, yes. Okay. And I've seen that helps you to, we will always get distracted, feel like we've wasted time. But with the entrepreneurs that have been running their businesses for some time and scale to bigger revenues, they have become more selective. And this is, of course, a bit of a chicken and egg thing. Have they become more selective because they could? Or have they gotten more revenue because they became more selective?
Yeah, true.
But I think the first thing that you can do is say, does this grant really help me, fit me, or not? And if it doesn't, I won't apply. Because applying for it also costs you time in which you could do other things, right? And this is time that, your time is valuable as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and time lost is not gain.
Time lost is not gain. And then think about the chances. If that grant is not entirely fitting, this also decreases my chances of really getting it, because the other person also sees that.
Yeah, there's someone better. It's not just you.
And if I think this is the way I have to go, I will apply for it because I think, well, what else should I do, right? But if I start to reject things, new opportunities will pop up. This is the matter of the game. And there's a funny study, not related to entrepreneurship, but it's about luck. Luck.
That should be interesting.
And before
we go into luck, what do you mean by luck? Because
luck,
personally, I don't believe in luck.
That's the study.
They call it work.
Yeah.
Maybe you worked somewhere already, and now it's manifesting.
And I think that's the finding of the study,
Yeah.
So they looked at people. They wanted to find out if luck is real, or how luck is affected, and they tested people. So they had people that considered themselves lucky, and they had people who considered themselves unlucky. And the study design was, you look at these papers and you've got to find out some things and then write them down. But it doesn't really matter what they had to do. What they've put in the magazine was a writing that said, if you show that to the supervisor of the study, you will get $10. The people who thought, I'm a lucky person, they saw that, went to the supervisor and said, I'll get $10. And it was significantly higher, the rate of the people who thought they're lucky compared to the people who thought they're unlucky. The explanation might be the people that think they're unlucky, they see it as like, maybe it's not for me.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't even see it because they don't think that this is for them. Whereas when I think I'm lucky, I'll see it and it's like, great, this is for me. I'll go there
go for it.
and I go for it. Having this attitude can actually make you more lucky. And I've read that study and I'm generally a positive person. And so I try to go around life with that setting, and then sometimes people say, you're so lucky. Yeah, I am. It's true.
You're lucky, but you're putting in the work as well. So.
But luck is always a game of chance, and the more work you put in, the more you increase your chance. At one point, you'll be lucky.
I think Victor wants to say something.
Yeah, I want to say something. You see, first of all, how do we okay, fine. Let me just ask. I'm sorry, I'm in your time, but how do we get conditioned, first of all, to think in terms of unlucky? Because that's also a very big... I agree 100% with what you are saying, that people who say are lucky, they end up being lucky. It's natural. I don't know, now you have given, probably you can share that paper, and people who think and say are unlucky,
keep getting problems.
Problems happen. You know how to think of Murphy's law? Yeah. When you think like everything which can happen, which can go wrong, always goes wrong, So now my question is, before even we reach that stage, because I've been with people and my friends can ascertain to this, I've always tried to be a very positive person, and I'm generally positive.
Yeah.
I think I'm good, I think I'm great. There's that thing of ChatGPT. Did you guys try that car thing? whereby you tell ChatGPT basing on my previous prompts, create a caricature for me.
Oh.
You know, I don't know if you have seen that.
I've not tried it though.
Yeah, you create something which shows who I am. Okay. You guys want to know what mine was? It was a king. It was a king. And I had money all over. I had this chessboard. I had oil behind, you know. So those are the discussions I have with ChatGPT, by the way. I can also tell you that. So I may be like that, but I've been with very, very many people whereby the mindset is of unlucky.
Yeah.
How do we reach to unlucky in the first place? And then how do we move from, because it's also hard, Wanange. You guys can also tell me, for those of you who are positive,
Positive in which aspect?
they're optimistic with life, you know. An opportunity comes, they go for it. They are so.
They get rejected.
They keep trying. Like things are okay.
Someone tells you, "You won after the 25th time," and you wonder.
Yes, you know.
What motivated them to reach the 24th?
Yes, they feel the pain for the rejection, but they do not lose the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
There are people like that. But you know, you have been around people who are negative, and you really feel bad even being around them. So first of all, why are those people like that? Number one, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Emma is not like that. Yeah. And then secondly, how do you change those people? Because some of them are our friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we're risking getting a bit out of my terrain as researcher, touching the psychology, which doesn't mean I won't try.
We can give it a try.
We can give it a try, yeah. I think, well, there's also studies on pre-wiring of the happiness of people, and they have at least the hypotheses that some people, that we have kind of a base rate of where we will tend to come back. But I think the thing of people who are very negative and we all know these people that reject things before they start, right?
You don't even want to try.
I mean, the thing is, if they want to change, it can only be them. That's my belief, right? I can help them if they want to change.
Okay.
But if they don't want to change,
So it's more of a choice.
it's
Mindset change.
yeah. And then I think if you want to change, you don't start running a marathon after you think, oh, I think I'll start running. You don't start running 40 kilometers a day, right?
You
You start small. Like we always had phases where we were not happy. And I had a very good friend of mine who gave me a few things to practice being more positive again. And one very small thing is I made a group with my brother, and on WhatsApp I kicked my brother out, so it was a group with myself.
So you can send messages.
I can send messages to myself. I've got 3 of them now. And this group was called 3 Little Things. And then every evening I was sending myself 3 little things that are nice on the day. And I mean, what it does is you start rethinking the day, and you start rethinking about it in a positive way, right? You don't think, we lay in bed and then we're like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have said this. Oh gosh, this was a bad experience. Like, I did that wrong. This is our typical way of our brains tell us that. There's something good about it. We learn something from it. But if you want to rewire ourselves to see the opportunities, what we can consciously do is, I'll write down 3 things that are nice. And then
they're always there.
They're always there. It doesn't have to be a big thing, right? It doesn't have to be like, hey, Victor showed me all these nice entrepreneurs. This happens once a year. Like that I come here and I have all these great conversations that are inspiring, and I go home and I don't have to work for that tonight. Tonight I'll be...
It can be simple like what? Maybe something very simple like, I saw Brenda smile.
Yeah.
Can that work?
That can work. Whatever you deem positive yourself, all right?
This is crazy for me, I should say, because unlike you, I have that group where I'm there alone, but unlike you, I use it for documentation of my work.
Yeah.
I don't see myself motivating quotes and
But
I think it works out.
A good habit to take
It's a good one. Yeah, it works out.
And I do
It's
that.
more motivators.
Yeah.
Because some people don't have any motivation all throughout the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You find someone inside the whole day, so that is gonna
and at night.
affect everything surrounding them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they won't deliver at all.
And
So I get a point.
The funny thing is, once you have this group, during the day you start thinking, what am I going to send myself tonight?
So you're already thinking.
So you're
positively.
already, and then you're becoming the person in the study who sees the $10
Yes.
because you're thinking, is that a good? This is a
Yes,
good
yes,
thing, right?
yes.
So
Let me go for it.
I'll write that down tonight. So in the moment something great happens, you're like,
You see, it gives you opportunity.
you see it and you create it for
I
yourself.
said,
I think I get that.
yeah.
So speaking of, Emil here said that
Yeah.
it is quite hard to go for partnerships
Yeah.
at this stage because, I mean, you don't have a track record or traction that you can base on to garner this partnership with someone, a
Yeah.
bigger company, a bigger dog.
Yeah.
And then somewhere you said they are to try. I mean, go for it.
Yeah.
There's no excuse in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try if it fails. I mean, you've tried anyway.
Yeah.
So, how best can young entrepreneurs like them and I
Yeah.
mean, forge a partnership with a big dog, even
Yeah.
when we know that, I mean, it's already hard to start
Yeah.
with. I mean, you have your small venture, it doesn't have any maybe audited books.
Yeah.
It doesn't have, you've not made any sales, but I mean, you need that money. So how do you get out of that nutshell to actually reach out for a partnership,
Yeah.
which may actually come out strong? I mean, because
Yeah.
many of us already have that mindset that I understand you're no psychologist
Yeah.
and you don't want to go that way, but how do we,
I did
which
say
ways
I don't
can
want,
you?
I don't want to go that
Okay,
way. I
maybe
just
you want to
say-
go that way.
I just say we
it's
have to
okay.
take it with
It's
care
okay,
if
it's
I
okay.
go.
So, how can we possibly, how
Yeah.
best can we possibly forge these partnerships with the big dogs at this level? You've seen all of us
Yeah.
young entrepreneurs, not maybe not by age, but by stage of the businesses,
Yeah.
which means these bigger companies and entities may not
Yeah.
trust us.
Yeah.
But again, there is always a way to do things. So
Yeah.
what do you think, you who has intervened or intercepted
Yeah.
with many entrepreneurs in East Africa,
Yeah.
which is mostly a low resource setting,
Yeah.
what do you think could work out for us?
I think it's kind of a similar pattern. You're not in need. You have something to offer.
Okay.
My first interview was a Kenyan woman, and she said, "We entrepreneurs need to understand that we can speak on eye level with everybody. We don't have to ask or beg in a way. We have something to offer
Already, there's already a value proposition.
And I think this is what you need to think about. What is it that you can offer? And when there is a big company, I mean, let's say there's a big producer of.
So are you like saying we have this kind of modus operandi where we want to just take in a partnership? Like, I mean, it should be two-way.
Yeah, I think you think that this is the case, or that this is what we tend to think. Like,
Okay.
we tend, and of course, we need the partnership, but see it on the other side. You have a business that's running for 40 years. Maybe you're selling cookies, and you've been selling the same damn cookies for the last 40 years, right? These are new cookies, new formulation, right? But you've been selling after 40 years. Maybe your sales are steady, you don't grow anymore. Maybe they even start declining, or you just fear that they could.
yes.
All right? But the problem is, should you try something new whereas you're still earning revenue? Like, if you're this entrepreneur, you've got experience, you know how these things go, you earn money with it. Should you change that? Should you risk it?
You're not
Well, it's
sure.
not really. You don't have the agility as a big balls,
40
like a big
years.
business, to make these daring guesses, to validate and to be quick. This is what you have to offer. And you can, because if they don't partner with you, someone else might.
Yeah.
And someone else, so this is their fear. Their
That's a
fear
strong
is
point.
running out of the market. And you can approach them with that. I mean, there will be 9 out of 10 will say, nah, who are you? And
But
if
there's always
those,
that one, I mean,
but there's that one who,
and it comes with
who's
trying.
maybe yesterday he had a conversation with,
Yeah.
and then you approach him. You're like, do you know that I have a new formulation, and I think this could really grow big. And then there's this one person. It's like, what if he does it with a competitor? Am I out of business tomorrow? Right. So you have something to offer.
The uniqueness.
Yeah, the uniqueness, the agility, like what's in here. And I think the ability to learn quickly and adjust is your ability. You can say, produce me 5 jars, help me to produce 5 jars, give me some chances to produce them, and you can go out, test, improve, come back and have a better product. They have to run their facility on max, otherwise the industry makes a loss, or the factory makes a loss, right?
So, Emma, I've seen those things happen so much in Europe and the US, whereby these companies acquire small ones. So I think that is the idea, like
they kind of like absorb.
Yeah, they always, especially in the biomedical sector, by the way, I've seen it happen a lot.
Even in health, these big farmers.
Yeah, actually, that's the idea. So now, you say somebody has come up with a new innovation, and what happens is
Buy
that
and shelf.
yes.
Buy and shelf.
So yes, they buy and yes, and they keep it such that they have removed the competition.
The prospective competition. When they see
Yeah.
you have.
But in Uganda, it is not there.
Which is your chance?
Or
To do that,
Well,
is there capacity?
to build? I think the exit market is not strong in East Africa, right?
first of all,
No.
let me. That's a very important.
So
okay, but otherwise
We've got so many strings now we can pull, right?
Maybe let me just talk about that one.
Yeah.
Now, exit strategy.
Yeah.
We do not. Let me say it on the microphone, Emma. I'm sorry. Again, because these are things which are. My guy, I'm sorry. So, we start a business with an idea here in Uganda and East Africa. Most people from our grandfathers, they don't have an exit strategy. You start to die with it. It has to work. It has to be able to feed generations to come. That is the number one thing. It's good, however, like I said, I've really seen a lot of Western media. People have talked about these things and these strategies. A person makes a company and they make it for selling it. You know? They do everything they can. I know of a guy called, is it Ray Caswell? I don't know if you've ever heard of that guy. He's a modern day polymath. He has had multiple businesses. He starts up companies, just like how we come up with an idea. Start up a company, sell it, get another one, get that one, sell it. You start to sell. You get the point?
Yeah.
That's one point. Others, it is IPO. In Uganda, I can assure you, unless you have really, even those who have gone to university, very few people think about IPO. For example, I will not fear talking about Swift Clean because we have a long history. I'm 100% sure that in the thinking, it doesn't have that idea of going public. It never crosses the mind, especially for some of these of our startings. I don't know. Have I said something wrong? The way you are looking at me. Am I right? Yes. No, like going public means. So are you seeing what I'm talking about? Going public means you becoming publicly traded. Like for example, how you people can buy shares, stock markets. These traders can play with your stock, okay? And that's where the biggest companies are. In Uganda, they can even ask you for a Ugandan founded company. Ugandan founded, leave alone M10 which came and now it is. But Ugandan founded which is public and they are really hard to see. So when you started talking about exit strategy, I became excited because probably when they hear it from you that they need to think about other ways of thinking about businesses, it would be a little bit better. Maybe if you can throw more light on that, and then I'm not going to interrupt again.
Yeah, so I think accepting, and we come back to the point in the beginning, accepting the reality of the market and trying to adjust to what's there. There is no exit market for high growth exits, for unsustainable business models. Like these startups we see, they raise millions in funding and then they try to sell it off to a big dog who's getting afraid. Eventually, or who thinks they can make more money out of it.
Yes.
But is it a sustainable business? Not at all. People are getting real personal problems. There's one buy now pay later company, Klarna in Germany, or they're founded in Sweden, but they're also big in Germany. They went public. The employees got stock options. The stock crashed because their business wasn't as good as it seemed in the beginning. Lots of people lost money.
Yeah.
Yes, there is the exit market. I mean, it's just a reality. It doesn't exist here.
Yeah. It doesn't exist. That's true.
It's at least I haven't seen it. But there are other companies we don't hear of. I'll give you one you've probably never heard of because the name is very hard to pronounce.
Which
It's
one is
called Fressnapf.
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 Does any of you know it?
Fressnapf.
Fressnapf.
It's a German company.
Okay.
I'm assuming
It's-
given that spelling is quite different.
It's we won't go into that.
Okay.
Fressnapf or Fressnapf is a company that is doing all around the pets. So animals, animals you keep at home, dogs, cats. They got food, they got leashes, they got toys,
Pets.
whatever. It's like a big company, and it's been founded, I would say, roughly 30, 40 years ago in Germany by a guy who opened the first shop. He opened one shop, and he didn't think about how to exit the company. He later on got offers to sell the company, but he didn't do it. Someone wanted I think he says that in a podcast that he had the chance to sell it to private equity but he didn't do it, and he kept building more shops, and then he started franchising, and now he's running a really big business, multi-million business. Yeah, he's got, but nobody knows of him because that's not a big punchline story. Guy starts 30 years ago and then builds slowly a company that is now one of the biggest companies in the sector. It's a very long-running story, right?
That is call it what?
Fressnapf.
Fressnapf.
F-R-E double E. Fressnapf.
Okay. Speaking of
Fressnapf.
now, let's first accept the fact that this is a low resource city.
Yeah.
This is Uganda.
Low resource city. LMIC.
Yeah.
You've heard of those.
Yeah.
What is LMIC?
Low middle income countries.
Yeah.
Like Uganda. So Victor talked about us not having an exit strategy from the start.
Yeah.
Which many people in the Western world could be having at the back of their minds as they set out.
Yeah.
But maybe because the ecosystem is favorable in that way, in that all the players are jointed, are more of like connected together. But then, even as we deliberately don't have that exit strategy from the start, we don't normally, many a time, I should say from observation, we don't make it out. So,
You die.
we still die out.
Yeah.
Much as we want to have that mindset that I must die with this thing. These cookies
These ones are going to work.
must be
Sure.
my escape plan from poverty for the third generation and lineage and stuff. It doesn't work out many times. I'm not saying it will not work
This
out.
one will work out.
So now the thing is,
I love it. It's good.
what do you think it takes, maybe in 3 or 2 points,
Yeah.
to innovate something from scratch, and that by that I mean the idea, to fruition,
Yeah.
to a bigger brand, so that someone has a testimony that as Cocoa Farm I started with 2 eggs,
Yeah.
but right now I'm bigger than KFC because I'm now a brand.
Yeah.
We want to hear such stories around here. Do you think it's possible, first of all, and if it's possible, maybe in 2 points or 2 ways, what do you think should we do?
So I think it's possible.
Okay. So what should we do?
And I think that I'll give you the worst and best answer. It depends.
Yeah, I would like to hear.
It depends, because it always depends on the context, right? If I could give you the golden strategy,
Okay.
I should be working on it, because if it would be weak of me to know it but not do it, right? So
Apparently, very many people know things, but they can't do them. I don't know why.
so
You've just reminded me of okay, this is just for fun. Kanye West, no Kanye West.
Yeah.
Kanye West.
Ye.
He said that recently that he can't wish Kim Kardashian, and I quote, "I can't wish Kim Kardashian the best because she'll end up with me." Okay. So, I mean, if you know what works best, I mean, why are you not doing it?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. There is a few elements probably that help. One is the belief that we talked about, the belief that you can do it, the mindset. Then
change.
the getting inspiration of what you can build, and always adjusting that according to the condition, but not losing the direction. Right? We can always adjust, and then we adjust where we're walking, but not losing the long-term direction.
Yeah, not losing their vision.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you've got to be fully blunt ignorant and try to push everything through, right? The question of resilience and when am I stopping is always an individual one. The question of learning or adjusting is always an individual one. I think I personally at least have a hard time giving like a recipe for that.
For me, I think there's not a clear line between resilience and suffering. There's no clear-cut difference. I mean, you can easily be on the other side without knowing.
Maybe suffering.
Because even the Bible says that, okay, I don't know much about the Bible.
My guy,
I don't want to
what
quote
the
things here.
Bible?
But what I can say, what I know from general knowledge is that
Not the Bible.
you can, I mean, waiting doesn't mean that you should be delayed.
Yeah.
However, you're not sure when you're being delayed as you wait.
Yeah.
So same thing with patience.
Maybe suffering.
I mean,
Then.
you're not sure when there is no clear-cut threshold
Yeah.
that this is where the resilience should stop. And that's why I was about to ask, when do I know that I'm actually not suffering?
Yeah.
Instead of working hard.
Good question. Good question.
Maybe I'll diverge a bit from the research part I did and more give you one thing from my personal
Exactly,
experience.
yeah.
Because I had decided to end the business in the past, my own.
You felt like you had suffered a lot.
So yeah, we suffered a lot within a few months. So because I've got a colleague who's researching resilience, and so maybe she can say more on that, and I'll send it to you afterwards.
Okay.
So my question to myself was, I think there is a phase where you just have to go heads down and you say, okay, I'm giving myself a tripwire. I'm giving myself a moment where I will be looking back and see if, and then looking forward and see if it makes sense to continue. But for the next 3 months, I'm just pulling through. I'm not second guessing myself. If I've second guessed myself every day, I'm training myself to doubt, right? So there is
you more like set a deadline for yourself.
Yeah, there is like, if I haven't reached that by that point in time, I'm going to reiterate. I'm not going to make a decision of something now. I'm going to reiterate.
This is how you said a deadline today and tomorrow is the day it was supposed to work out. You know, they say that when you're climbing a hill, where it is steepest is always most likely to be the top. So most likely the slope is coming ahead. So you may stop there where it is the hardest, yet actually you've reached the climax of suffering, and now you're going to reap fruits.
Yeah, you never know, but this is why I wouldn't take the tripwire on the moment. I would say, so I'm starting this endeavor now, and I will give myself a certain amount of time to go all in, or to go with whatever I have in. There's many people who say go all in. I'm personally not a big fan of that. I struggle very much to go.
One leg in, one leg out.
Yeah, I personally struggle. I think there is ways to kind of go around that, but and then say in 3 months I'm going to reiterate. It's not in 3 months I'm stopping if that hasn't worked.
Yeah.
In 3 months I'm taking a moment to check in, but until then I don't try to doubt myself too much. And so
So you more of like do a SWOT analysis.
Yeah, and you give yourself the chance to not second guess yourself for some time.
Okay.
And so what we did in our business, we didn't do that structure. We came out of our bachelors with that, like, oh, we're going to be rich. We found a company, and it was all a great idea. So we were very naive in different things. But we've been suffering for a few months. We back then after our bachelors, we thought it was a good idea to found a company in Colombia. So we went there. Nothing worked out, but we thought we will be millionaires. We just have to pull through, right? So we pulled through. Then we went home for Christmas. All of us got sick. We came back to Colombia, sick, still working on it, and then nothing kept working. And then I asked my co-founders. We had a call because one was in Germany and two of us were in Colombia, and I had a call and said, "What would need to happen now that we would be motivated and say it's a good idea to continue?" And then we were thinking about the realistic things.
By that time you were on ground in Colombia, or you?
We were in Colombia. So one was in Germany, two were in Colombia.
Okay.
And
First, repeat that question.
what would I need now to be motivated again to continue?
To keep going.
To keep going. What would be a success where I'd be say, that's a good signal. Like this is, and then we were going through the things we deemed achievable or like within the means. Selling some of our products, gaining a partner, and we went
like key performance indicators.
We're not really more soft factors. We were too done already to get KPIs. To get KPIs. We were like completely mashed at that point, and then we were like, so what if we sell 5 of our products now? Because we haven't sold a single one until now. Okay, so
you're aiming at 5.
We'd sold one. I think we'd sold one, which we have given back at the end, like a retool. Because if we hadn't sold anything, it was easier to close the business. So we just gave the money back, and we're like. So we was like, what if we sell 5 now? Would we be motivated to send them out? Would it be a success feeling?
Yeah.
So we gave ourselves some time to think about it, and was like, no, we would fucking hate it, like freaking hate it. Because we didn't want to work on it anymore. Oh. We just were done with it, right? And that was the point. We're like, all right, even if success is just around the corner, I don't want to do it anymore.
I get
it was more of like that breaking point.
We were done with that, and so that was for my. So this is why I say it's an individual thing. There is a matter of resilience, but the question is always, you never know if it's like if it's the next door or the overly next door.
Okay.
Right?
There's always that breaking point.
There is. So what you're trying to do is look.
So at that point, what do you do? Most cases, people quit.
Yeah.
Some people tend to pivot, which is unlikely in a low resource setting because you've already.
We also
use
pivoted.
Almost all of your resources.
Yeah.
So pivoting is not an option at that point.
Then you're
even the mindset has already changed.
Yeah.
For you to utilize even the little resources you're left with. So in such a setting like now here, because we want things that are real. Now that you've interviewed over 50 entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I mean, what have you seen? I mean, many of them, I'm sure they have told you they quit at that point, because I mean they don't have resources, and that's a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But again, we would like to even reclaim the few resources we've wasted because we don't have much around here.
Yeah.
So what is that way that someone would actually maybe utilize to not pivot, maybe keep moving or pivot, but I mean, stay within the vision, the overarching vision?
That's a good question. So basically, you're saying what is the how do I minimize loss?
Because you've already lost what you've lost while trying out that, which doesn't work.
Yeah.
And you're at the breaking point.
Yeah.
So you don't want to quit like many do.
Yeah.
Because when you quit, I mean, you've lost. In my opinion, I think when you quit, you've lost. No matter the trying that you did. So for me not to lose, obviously.
Yeah.
In quotes. I need to keep going, maybe pivot, or I mean, try to not pivot, but stay within the same course of action, but try to deviate a little bit to something I think might work. But again, I don't have the motivation to keep doing that. So what ways do you think, maybe from those people you've interviewed, some might have given you some ways that they have utilized to stay on course? Because many of us, trust me, at that point would like to quit.
Yeah, I think this is a very difficult question. So I had people in among the people I spoke with that had a business that didn't work. They quit it. They quit it for good. They're like, it's not going to continue with that for whatever reasons. They didn't. It doesn't have to go for insolvency, right? You can quit it before. It's usually the better way to do it, because if you run for insolvency, you've got all kinds of other issues. But when you're not yet negative in your balance sheet or in your bank account, you can decide to quit it. It's a decision. It's not like you lost the game. You decided to end it. You decided this strategy is not working.
And I think you brought in the aspect of record keeping so that you
Yeah.
track everything that is happening within a business, so that you know when to actually quit. So
Yeah.
as I end, I like this question of partnerships,
Yeah.
because personally I've tried out reaching out for partners, even in government, but
Yeah.
it's not quite an easy task.
Yeah.
It's many a time daunting,
Yeah.
I should say. And as young entrepreneurs like we are here, when we all need partners, right? Because we know that partners can ensure sustainability of whatever we are doing, yeah, with ease. So now the question is, when someone talks partnership, what comes to our mind, or my mind, is funding.
Yeah.
The very first thing that comes to my mind is funding. But again, I feel like maybe this is something that we overlook. There could be some other way.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm approaching a prospective partner, I'm already thinking of how much money does this guy bring to the table to my business,
Yeah.
to move it from point A to B.
Yeah.
But again, I think maybe it's a wrong approach. Could there be other ways we could harness this entire thing of partnerships to grow our ventures? Maybe
Yeah.
there could be some other ways other than funding.
Yeah.
So
You're touching on a point I personally had when running the conversations, because I was like, so what's your biggest challenge? And then people were like, funding. Period.
like move out. Next.
And it's like, well, I cannot just write in my research, everybody said funding. Right? That's not a finding.
It's so
right?
generic.
They're so generic. So after 3-4 interviews, I sat down and was like, how do I get more out of that question? I want to see.
You want to see something different.
I
because
wanna-
you have not researched if it's the same outcome.
Yeah.
There's
like
variation or different.
there is no qualitative. I want to have depth. I want to have a conversation. I want to get. And I was like, sure. And then the 5th or 6th time, I was like, what do you need? Well, what's your biggest challenge? Funding. What do you need the funding for? And what do you need the funding for is the question that you can also ask yourself. And then you can think about, is it really money, or can a partnership cover that? So I had people saying, yeah, I need money to buy machines. Okay, why do you need to buy machines? Because I don't have machines and I want to produce. All right.
What do you
And
want to
how
produce?
do you deal with it now that you don't have machines? Because there are people that are making
I've never produced before.
And then so there's the ones that are like, hey, I've never produced before. And then someone's like, oh, I know, I've reached out to a founder who has the machines but doesn't utilize them, and I'm running on their machines right now, and we're producing our first products. I say, all right, so there is ways, because then when going through this, people solve these problems of funding. There was a funding, and then what do you want to do? Have the funding for, and what are other ways to get the thing you need? If you need machinery, so I had someone who's doing a food business, and they even had a company approaching and saying, do you want to take over our production? Because we feel like you might be running it better.
More of like on contract.
Yeah, like just take it over, run your products through. And he didn't have the absorption capacity at the time, because so that's the other thing with partnership. Like, am I going for 5 days in a factory producing something, but I don't have the market for it yet? Probably not a right fit. But so these partnerships, I feel, can be, not always, but can be a way to actually avoid the matter of funding, but to create mutually beneficial partnerships that do not involve a cash deal in the moment of a partnership, but involve a promise of, hey, we produce something together, and if we sell it, you get more money than if I would pay you now, or not even having the framing of I would pay you now. You don't even have to pay me for it.
So you're more like sharing a risk at the same time a profit or prospective benefit.
So I think this is the way of, and then when it comes to size, maybe the first partnerships are, you can form them on this table, right? You can form them, it's like, two people got the same problem.
That's another conversation you've introduced in the interest of time, because I am sure many of us think we can't garner partnerships amongst ourselves. We're always thinking of, maybe my partner should come from the United States.
Yeah.
You're thinking of someone way bigger than you.
Yeah.
For a partner.
Yeah.
Because you feel like, what am I getting from my colleague? What do they have to offer? We're always thinking of someone offering to you. But for you, what are you offering to your colleague?
it can be a joint problem.
But for example, why not all of you doing branding, you give it to Novara?
Yeah, for example, if you have someone here doing graphics and branding, why are we not supporting them? I mean, that's already a partnership.
Yeah, do like that.
So there's that mentality in
All of
low
you
resource
who are-
settings,
yeah.
and I've
All of-
seen it, that a partner must be someone like 100 steps ahead of you. But again, that person 100 steps ahead of you doesn't also need you. So that's why when you reach out, you're like, I mean, what does this young man want? Who wants funding? Who doesn't even have justification for the funding?
Yeah.
Actually, when you go down to the dot, you realize that the person doesn't actually need funding. One time, as I end, maybe as we go to the questions, there's one time I reached out for funding and they took me to an actualization and realization that I actually needed a team.
Yeah.
Not funding per se.
Yeah.
Because they told me, who are you working with?
Yeah.
I was alone. So I told them I tried to, I mean, you have to fit in.
Yeah.
Told them I had some people, but they left. So okay, what were their expertise? I realized that all the people I had, we shared the expertise.
Yeah.
So there was no diversity and discriminarity. So they're like, even if I was to find you with the people you had, which you don't even have now, there is no sense of sustainability in this. So put yourself in my shoes.
Yeah.
Would you fund me? And I'm like, no, of course. So the guy told me you need a team, not money, and I left convinced that I need a team.
Yeah.
Which I have actually worked on, and I believe there is progress because I see.
Yeah. And I think it's there's a point of playing to your strength as well. Some people are incredibly good at fundraising. They've got the networks for it. Maybe they can sell something to a specific type of people. And if they have the problem that they don't have the right team, they might find it easier to go for fundraising and then hire the team. But if your main ability, your strength is not your network of wealthy people from which you can get money, but maybe your network of very smart, ambitious people, getting a team is easier than getting the money for acquiring the team.
Smart and ambitious.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we shall go into the questions.
Yes.
Because
so the last thing he said is, if you don't have a wealthy circle,
have people who are smart and ambitious.
like most of you, please.
Which is hard to find.
I know very many of you don't have wealth people
but not
around
smart.
you. So guys, anyone with insights,
maybe
questions?
because enough.
But I mean,
okay, we shall start from here.
It's not there, so.
I have a question.
When you say, also talk about your business a bit.
Name and then the business.
All right. Thank you so much.
Every time is a chance for you to,
Yeah.
for the world to know.
Especially if you're in good standing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Moritz. My name is Bagonza Kuzaima once again, and I work with the Laboramex Company Limited. We deal in medical and laboratory supplies, and we are the best supplier in Western Uganda and Southwestern Uganda at the moment. My question is, and it is a question that I think will work for many of us here. You've done research about entrepreneurship, and I'm a person that doesn't believe so much into getting ideas outside of my cabinet. If I want to do something, I will think through it before I invest into it. But my question here is, what are some of the opportunities, problems that you've identified from your research that can be put on table for the young entrepreneurs that have come here today, that they can tackle to bring out something on their table? Thank you so much.
That's a very hard question, because I spoke with people that have already put the solutions in, not really done the opportunity search. And I think the opportunity needs to fit to you. I believe there are some things about building very classical businesses, building brands, building shops with a certain structure, building businesses that cater this big group of youth and see what is catering their needs. And it doesn't need to be leapfrog, great innovation. It can be as simple as cookies and then building a brand. As I said, gourmet, for example, in Egypt, They were building a supermarket because this type of supermarket is not yet existent in Egypt. And so this is my parallel when I look at Germany in the 60s, 70s, when my parents were young. My parents are the big generation. And what are the businesses that grew big there? These are supermarket chains. These are sweets producers. These are very industrial businesses. So I think there is a chance to build this. But I would take everything I say here with a grain of salt, maybe with a strong grain of salt, because you are probably even in a better position to know, because you can look at what are people's needs. Do they need to do cheap shopping? Is there a solution for cheap grocery shopping? No. Can you build it? Probably. So I think it's just looking on helping people to save money, if that's their biggest problem, and earning money with that, for example. Trying to build markets and establish things. This is now, I know it's not, I didn't give you a list of things, and I'm sorry for that, but I don't dare. I don't dare giving you a list, because I think you know better. And people can have 10 conversations with people about their problems, maybe moving these 10 conversations to a certain niche, to people in business. B2B is usually a less risky thing to engage than B2C, and trying to get a feel for the problems. Does it answer the question?
Yes, I understand now. Thank you so much.
Do you want to follow up on that, or?
Like in short, you mean to say I have to do the work and get to know what works for me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Good.
Right, perfect. Do you have a question?
Thank you so much for those insightful conversations. My name is Eliud Chelangat, and I am a sports person. In sports, we engage so much physically, and we demand replacements. So we have this solution called Tripra. It's an electrolyte solution designed to replenish electrolytes and support athletes to run longer. So looking back to the discussion before about age, we saw like the adults in Germany, like 60 years and above, they are like 25 to 30%. Then in Uganda, you may realize this, we made an approximation that they are around 10%. There may be factors that contributes to that. I want to link now to the entrepreneurship. So in Germany, I was reading that entrepreneurs in Germany, they are very many, like they have a success in entrepreneurship. Vis-a-vis now, I'm comparing to Uganda, and there must be drivers to that success. So then I'm also linking to you as a successful entrepreneur. You have worked on some innovations which have hit a success. So I have two questions. What are the drivers that has made Germany and you yourself to be a successful entrepreneur? Then the second question is, when do you think that you have made a breakthrough in whatever you do?
What was the second part?
When do you think that you have made a breakthrough?
A breakthrough, yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, so what's made Germany successful? What's made me a successful entrepreneur? And when do I feel I have reached a breakthrough, right? So I think Germany had, that's historical and economical, so I try not, I can give you some assumption, no hard data. I think the growth of Germany has been with the baby boomers, are the people that are now in their 60s. So the boomers.
It's like a generation.
That's our, and so my parents' generation, and population growth alone is not just economy growth. There needs to be a development of services. There is a structure of banking in Germany that made it, we have a very decentralized structure of banking that gives an edge to innovators getting bank loans, but this is deteriorating currently. So you had a personal relationship with your bank teller and you could get rather easy funding. So funding is one of the elements. and people believing in growth, people working and solving problems. But I think I wouldn't need to read up to give the recipe for success for entrepreneurship in Germany. I think one thing, if you look at the businesses big today, they've catered needs of the people. My favorite example is Aldi. Do you know about Aldi? It's a large supermarket chain. It's expanded globally. German supermarkets are all around the world because Aldi has been becoming incredibly good at giving you the best price for products. You can go to Aldi and it's really, really cheap. It's a discount supermarket.
Chinatown.
Yeah, but you always get a guaranteed quality. It's easy to shop, right? Yeah. It's what I love about Aldi is Aldi started as everybody had regarded as the cheap supermarket, the discounter. That was like, oh, you go, it's cheap. But it has catered the need of many people whose income hasn't grown as quickly, but they could now afford to get olive oil from Spain, from Aldi, right? So it gives the growing lower and middle class the chance to get luxury goods for a cheap price, which has made them successful. And they grow with this population growing. And there's multiple economic factors that led to the growth that I cannot go into because I literally don't have them on the top of my head. Is that satisfying your first question a little bit? So then jumping to me, I wouldn't consider myself a successful entrepreneur yet because I cannot make a living from my entrepreneurship.
You cannot make a living.
Saying that if you cannot make a living,
venture, then you are not yet successful.
No, I think this very much. I wouldn't. But this is my personal. The definition for success.
It's true. I also believe.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
so at that level, how do you tell me?
How what?
No, if I'm at that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you? Which term should I use for myself? If it can't sustain me, I mean.
I'm still aspiring. I would say aspiring. I'm still an entrepreneur, and I had successes. I think closing down my rubbish idea was a big success, right? I decided at one point that it's a rubbish idea, and that I've lost enough money. I would consider that a big success, from all I know now and from all I knew back then. And I'm happy, like I've built a small platform where people can start learning music theory to apply for exams, and I've had some successes. So I have more than 100 students that prepared themselves for university, and they got into university. That is a success. So on the matter of solving someone's problem, I am successful. On the matter of entrepreneurship, and this is my own standard, making a living, like paying for all my bills, I'm not yet successful on that. But it's yours. Like there are successes on different stages, and I'm happy that it seems like it. And I would say it's like I'm still on the road, and probably some of you are even further ahead. Like, but it's all your individual measure of success, right? There's yeah.
Because many of us here, our businesses for now. We are what? We are feeding them with gas.
Okay, so
and then there was a third, the breakthroughs. What do I consider a breakthrough? I think breakthroughs are the ones you realize half a year later. Because in the moment it just seems like the next logical step, right? Yeah. And then you're just doing it, and then half a year later you're like, oh, crazy! Actually, that was pretty cool. So yeah. I'm very German about this. When something happens, I'm like, yeah, that happened. It's good. Yeah, we now have 100 students. Cool. But then half a year later, you tell, it's like, actually, I'm a bit proud of that. I think this is your individual measure, and trying to be optimistic. I think there's two things of not being satisfied in the way of great, I can relax, but also being satisfied enough to be like, cool, what I did there, appreciating your progress, and yeah.
So we can go to. I have a question about logical steps in decision making, which you have just said, like the next logical step, but we shall go there.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me first give him a hint so he has a take home for today. Your drink, yeah? Have you... Tripler, yes. I think you add the word isotonic drink, because that is a technical term the sports people will know. Isotonic drink. Then, have you talked to the sports tutor of Mbara University? Aha, good. You know, they have marathons every year. The color run, the cancer run. They have different functions at Mbara University, sports related, even football games, sports games. Try to ask if you can be permitted to have a stall there. Yeah, I think that MTN makes a race every year. MTN, other company make marathons. So if you can just go boldly there and ask, can I be part of your drink supplier? And then I think when you want to go big, you need UNBS standard. Without that, you can't actually go into the bigger market and bigger sales. Like the institution, MTN, Mbara University, when the procurement people look, where is the UNBS? So that is an important step to do. But schools have competition, like Ntara School. They have competition in sport. Maybe you can also approach them. Now to you.
Ooh.
Yeah, you also get some. Now to him. One thing I have observed in the entrepreneurship landscape is that students going to school to get a 2 to 4 years scholarship to study books, correct?
Yes, correct.
So, the entrepreneurial landscape has one thing missing, and I'm preaching this for years now. We need scholarships for entrepreneurs. Because innovating on starting you need to pay rent, you need to eat food. So, you want to create jobs. You say a government wants to create more jobs. It's not right. Can you create more jobs with more scholarship for students? No. A student graduated and looks for a job. Yes. So, one scholarship will cover a job. Correct? Now, if you give the same money, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, food money, accommodation, food, everything. And that person has a free mind to solve now one of the societal problems, getting a scholarship. I tell you, in that 4 years, that same entrepreneur who gets the same scholarship, not more, not less. Please, not more, not less. Yeah? The scholarship is a living wage. Yeah? That's why I didn't say no more, no less. Then, I'm sure after graduating 4 years, you are an employer of at least 5 people. So if you want to create jobs in Uganda or in the low-cost countries, give scholarships to entrepreneurs. Now, to you, a practical question. You are in Africa, in different countries. You yourself are a customer, but he's a professional customer, because he's an entrepreneurship scientist. So I'm asking now the question to you. You as a personal customers, you go to any businesses in Uganda, in other African countries. Tell me, what are the biggest challenge and the biggest opportunity in terms of customer care and caring for the customer, and what you felt was nice, what you felt was not nice, and what could be done better? Your experience as a customer in African businesses could now help them to improve their customer care for their businesses. Thank you.
I mean, I'm quite German in some circumstances, so I love structure. And I love
Structure is good.
structure processes, and so So I love to kind of get a plan of what it means to buy something, to kind of get them when I go somewhere to know what I'm going to do. I think there's a mix of a cultural and challenge for me, as well as maybe people are approaching things more freely here. So there are different processes that all lead to the goal, and So I think sometimes knowing knowing better what's going to happen or how I go about it, how is the purchase going to work. So I did a purchase on Jumia. I didn't do it on Jumia actually, I think, but in the end it ended up being Jumia. So I wanted to get a PlayStation controller to give it to someone whose controller just broke down. And figuring out how I could buy this thing was really hard for me. So I checked on Jumia, and then I found the number, and then I texted on WhatsApp, and then the person gave me a price, and then I was like, can you send me the website again? I want to check if that's the real price. We went back and forth, and it's like, all right, when can you deliver it? Tomorrow. All right, when will you be there? Between 9 and 10. Okay, between 9 and 10, great. And then it was 10, and I was like, mate, it's 10 now, 10:15 precisely. Where are you? Yeah, I'm coming at 11. At 11:30, I was like, does it make sense to ask him again? I was like, are you coming? Yes, I'm on my way. 12:30. Hey, man, I had an appointment at 1:30, and I was like, oh, he's coming, so then I can leave and then do some work. So I was like, and then at 12:30, it's like, where are you? Yeah, approaching soon. Give me 10 more minutes. 1 p.m. He called me. I was like, I guess things are different here. And I went down, and then I had the money counted in cash, and I would give it to him. I was like, yeah, but we didn't have, do you also have to pay delivery? And I was like, is that now a Muzungu fee? No, that's delivery. He didn't tell you. All right, I'll pay the delivery as well. So this whole process, in the morning, I couldn't travel. So I felt like where's the structure? What I wanted to do was click a button, say where I live, pay with my card, get the stuff, and then tell the guy, you can leave it at the security. I'm leaving. But the day before, I ordered an Uber, and then I had ordered food, and and the Uber on the app didn't show. So then I went down at the time he was supposed to be there, waited for 10 minutes, left again, and then 20 minutes later I got the message, your food has now returned to the restaurant as you haven't been there. I was like, leave it with the security. And I think in this story there is still cultural things that I just don't get. But all these wishes come very much from my perspective. But I think having a bit more structure can make the process more efficient. And I think cutting time is something I personally would have loved there, but as a visitor, probably limited call. You make out of it what you think.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a very sophisticated response. Yes, that is very true. Now, just a simple one. We are in a restaurant, correct? In a cafe. So he was hungry like a lion. We entered from here, we sat in a nice corner, and we started chatting. And the time it took for a waiter to come to ask, can I help you? Do you like the menu? You should even have the menu in the hand. Two Muzungus sitting there. At least give them a menu. Westerners like the written things because they want to see the menu. Have the menu in hand. Or ask at least to have it in the hand and say, what can I have? Oh, give me the menu. So you pull out. So that the time between a customer can settle in and then actively not nagging. Again, also don't nag. I'm just giving the sample here. If you're sitting here and the waiter sits 1 meter next to you and watches you like, you're on the watch list, no. But you can stand somewhere focusing on the client. If someone just tips the hand, it will help. So you have, as a private, simple customer in any place, what had you experienced in a simple customer experience?
Yesterday, I ordered a water 3 times. I got it, none.
At the quiz.
At the quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after the third, I was like, well, I will not take a water then.
So you changed your mind?
No, I just didn't order anything. I just went to drink at home later. I was like, I ordered 3 times. I told one person, it's like, I told you like 5 minutes ago that I wanted a water. Oh yeah, sorry, I'll bring it. It's like, all right, got it now, right? Left again, and then came to our table, brought some beers, and it's like, maybe it's the water. Maybe I should have ordered a beer. But yeah, so there was. I've seen it. I've experienced it. I've not been to too many places now to tell a pattern. But the way you're laughing tells me there might be one.
We are used.
You use it. If there is a pattern, I mean, thinking along with your customer can get you so much more revenue.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes it's so easy. Just asking, oh, what else do you need, can give you like a full new world of problems and revenue streams. You might be selling a low revenue product, and then you ask, oh, so how do you like the product? What's your what? Is there anything else I can do for you? And then the customer tells you something, you're like, oh fuck, that's easy to get, and I have a good margin on it. I mean, it's thinking about it, service culture can always help. Yeah.
Customer communication very key.
Yeah, because you like it's also you want to understand why your customer does what they want, right? If I'm, I mean, it could be this is why I was careful getting the example. I'm sitting there, it's like, do I maybe I just have to order at the counter, but because there are in Germany there are cafes where you order at the counter because they do that to cut personnel cost, right? But the smart ones have a sign you order at the counter, so I know what to expect. Because sometimes you sit in a place. No one's coming. After 30 minutes, I'm going. Well, of course, now I'm saying I always go into the restaurants because I don't know the local customs. Do I order at the counter here? No. Sit down. You sit down, and then nobody comes. So I think like also communicating the redundant, because you know your business very well, but always think about the Muzungu who's in Africa the first time, and like how would he see your business? He'd be like. Do I ask the people to serve me? Like, what's the rules? And when you do a business and you know very well what your business is, then you know the rules very well. So they all come natural. But I think making these explicit, yeah. And I don't want to feel stupid asking the question at the counter. Do I order at the counter and then going, no, we serve like every normal restaurant. But sitting there for 20 minutes, I'm like, is it me? And then some people rather leave than asking the question. And I think like. Trying to get that understanding for your business can probably be very helpful, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, there was another scenario today again. We ordered several items. Some were delivered and one item was not delivered, but it was on the bill. So someone forgot to actually, when someone takes the bill out, you should cross-check, has the customer actually received everything? And then we had to ask again to get that missing item. I know there are some customers in Ugandan bars, when they drink one beer, they keep the cup. So they follow by physically counting the leads. Why? Because there is business ethics which is not always followed. So when they think a customer gets a bit tipsy and maybe their brain power is reduced, I mean, this is a bar. That is what this is the service you offer, to numb their brain. But please, after you offer that service, don't try, now I can cheat this person because the person is mentally no longer able to know their bills. Yeah. So please, if you see a customer in a bad situation, or you're the one causing them to drink, you should not get their vulnerability and then use it and misuse it and overcharge the people. Never do that. Business ethics is very important.
I think
very important.
Can I jump on that? There's rather than thinking of sales value, thinking of customer lifetime value. This is actually a pattern I've seen among the interviews. People save money if they build trust. You told me that today as well. It blew my mind because in Germany we have very highly formalized culture, so these things don't happen very often. So it's not it's not an edge. You just lose massively if you do it, right? If you like, it's so uncommon that your business is bust when you start betraying people. And so I've heard the pattern very often that building trust with your suppliers, with your customers, is one thing you can actually serve money, because there is in finance, one of the first things that my finance professor told me was collect early and pay late. This only works if the people collect early and pay late, because if you collect the money early and you pay late, you say you've got cash. This is the way Aldi, the supermarket chain, that's how they grew. They paid their suppliers later than they got the money from the customers. And that money, these 30 days where they had the cash from the customers but didn't yet have to pay the suppliers, they used the money to grow their business. And this only works because the suppliers know in 60 days I'll get my bill paid. So I'll give you a free credit. And with credit rates hiking up to 10-15% here, in a free credit, that's fucking dash. That's like cash in the dash. You'd say, right? And then, so building trust might cost you in the short run, but it literally gives you money in the long run. So it literally gives you, if you have the chance, if you have a buy and sell business, getting this operating capital, like collecting money earlier than you pay your suppliers, is literally free money, but you don't need a grant for that. If you just calculate that, you have running sales, so you're always 30 days ahead with your sales from your payments, you'll always have a bit of cash that you know you'll have to pay at one point, but in between, you can use it for some things. You shouldn't go high risk on it because you always have to pay a supplier. And the second thing is customer lifetime value. Overpromise and underdeliver is a thing. When I went to the Netherlands, that's the worst. But underpromise and overdeliver, if you have this, so I got upgraded by my hotel. I went there and then I've booked a small room, and then the small room is booked. We'll give you a bigger one. Nice, a bigger room for the same rate. I'll recommend that hotel, right? So they underpromise and they overdeliver. You cannot make that standard because at one point people will build expectations, but they'll be like, nice. I think there's a nice surprise if you rent an Airbnb and you put some water and maybe some wine or whatever in the fridge. Some small surprise. People open the fridge and like, oh great, I don't have to buy the water. This gives them like a positive note, like, and so this is, and then the people will want to come back. And selling the cheapest customer is the customer that comes back, because I come originally from marketing. We have time for this bit of an excursion?
It's okay.
It's okay. I'll make it short. So I come from marketing, and there we always calculate customer acquisition cost. How much does it cost to acquire a single customer? The cheapest customer is the one that I have in my database, right? So when I have someone who bought with me once, and I can just send them an email for free and get them to buy again, that's a free customer. That halves my customer lifetime value, my customer acquisition cost on that customer, right? So someone buys, I don't know, I'm selling the cookies online. That person, I'm paying 1,000 shillings on advertising cost to get the customer. I'm selling the box of cookies for 5,000, means I only have 4,000 that I have to produce the cookies and my revenues. If that customer comes again and he buys again for 5,000, I've only paid the customer acquisition cost once. And so if I send him the cookies and he only orders the cookies and I'll put maybe a small probe of another product I have in there, he'll be like, oh nice, something for free. We all love stuff for free. And then they'll be coming back and buy again because they had a nice experience and they like the cookies. So I think this is, and especially if your culture is not doing that, fuck, that's
you a star. You are the unique one.
How easy is it to, like, how easy can it be if service culture is not there?
We just have to adopt that.
Yeah.
Just perfect. Emily.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Mo. My question, you mentioned something about not putting your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
So what's your take on people who want to always build different ventures? For example, 3 ventures at the same time as opposed to 1.
3 ventures at the same time. I think
you just met one yesterday.
Yeah, I met one. Difficult. I think It depends a bit on the stage, right? There is a great story by Adam Grant. He tells it. He says he wanted to. So there were students that he wanted to invest in, or that asked him to invest in their companies, but they spent all their holidays looking for a job after their graduation. So he's like, I'm not going to invest in them. They're not all in. And they in the end they built Mr. Specs, which is one of the largest online retailers. So they had this safety net. We've got a job, but we can decide to run the business, which is what you talked about as well. Building this scholarship with scholar-based safety net for entrepreneurs. If you don't have that, finding a way, having a solid base to earn money, and then trying to build your business on the side. If you get a part-time job, full-time job, and then starting to build your business. I think for me, this kind of separating your mind is actually very smart, because even though you're losing on time, you're gaining in security. But trying to build 3 businesses from scratch at the same time, well, I see that's not putting your eggs in one basket. That's diffusion, right? Because that's throwing your eggs at baskets, probably, if you want to. But I think on different stages or different, none of these answers I'm giving are definite, because we're all humans and they're all soft, right? There might be good reasons to do that. I'm giving you one example. I'm helping my brother to get these grants. At the same time, I like classical music and I'm a singer, so I'm trying to build
classical music.
Yeah. So I've been classical music. I've got classical music training for some time. So I'm trying to build a concert series together with another singer. So I'm basically trying to build 2 businesses whilst I'm doing my PhD, which is rubbish. I've just recommended against that, right? But the thing is, I consider the music thing. I want to have a stage and perform music. So I consider that as a hobby. There's a different goal behind it. It's not earning money. It's getting on stage and singing. My PhD is something that just drives my curiosity, and the business I'm building is actually a business, or my brother is mostly building, is the business I'm trying to help him with a few things. But on all of these things, I've got partners with whom I try to communicate that I'm not all in. And the other thing is I've got one focus, that's my PhD. So once it gets stressful, these other things have to silence. In the last 2 months I've been traveling. I've not called a single person to get a concert. These have to silence, and I can focus on one thing. So I think I don't argue generally against hybrids, but the question is which goals are beyond that. And if you're trying to build 3 businesses to earn money at the same time, could work. Might be good reasons for it. Maybe there are different types of businesses, but generally harder, at least, right?
For example, if you are building a space company, at the same time you are building an electric car company, and also you are in social media, you know whom I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you're also taking drugs. And
That's okay, let's get there.
And yeah.
Does it take drugs?
We've got some strong medicine, at least. At least that's what I've read. And he started with.
Guys, we are talking about someone. We shall tell you later.
Yeah.
Because of the camera.
And I think he also started having. He sold one business, right? He started
PayPal.
He started X that merged with PayPal.
Yeah.
That was one business when he started. Once you got, there's a few things that enable you to do more things at the same time.
Yeah.
It's if you know people, or you've got money, or they come together, right?
You can do everything.
And then.
You're still talking about someone anonymous.
No, it's known. By now, for those of you who follow, you know whom we are talking about. Yeah.
I mean, you can hedge your bets with different strategies, and the question is, how much are you really like? Honestly, my brother is building the business. All right, I'm helping him, which means I put some work in it, but he's the brain. He's the one pulling it and leading it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's a good thing. But what about people like Leonardo da Vinci? I'm sure.
Yeah. You can run multiple things at the same time.
That one was
Leonardo, but he's not running multiple businesses. He's just trying out different stuff.
They worked.
Yeah, and most Nobel Prize winners, they are not just doing one topic. They're usually the ones who win a Nobel Prize in physics, they're very good musicians, or whatever other.
When you talked
powers.
about a Nobel Prize, one last question, guys, and then we are done. Okay.
Thank you so much. My voice is not so clear, but I'll ask. So, you have talked about building a business with your brother.
Yeah.
Are you finding any challenges? How are you able to be moving on with your brother in that business? Because sometimes building businesses with the family members, I've heard that there are some issues. So I don't know. Yes.
It's also a good question because he has a brother he's building a business with. I don't know if they have issues yet, but it's okay.
I've learned about some issues from the people I talked with, but here, where it often comes with expectations, right? Even you building the business without the family comes with the expectation of
From
it.
the family, yeah.
With expectations from the family.
Yeah.
I think that's an additional challenge that's
they are
here.
so entitled.
It's like, oh, you can give me a job.
Yeah.
Are you capable to do the job? I don't. I think this is an additional challenge here, with where professionalization is very important. Building a business with my brother, so far we had some discussions, and I had to make clear to him that my focus is on my PhD at the moment. So when things get tight between the two things, he knows what I'm prioritizing, and that's nothing personal. He might not be happy about it, and it's a risk, and I think it's the matter of how honest can you have a conversation with my brother. But I also have we're very frank, so we decided we're not going to give each other presents at any time. Presents, no birthday, no Christmas, no presents at all, because it's just easier.
When did you last give your brother a present? There are very many cultural differences, I can see.
Usually for birthday and for Christmas you gift each other stuff. So we talk about all of these things quite straight, and we don't do that.
You don't give a gift.
No.
But you have to give money, like in terms of they will call you and they say, my blazer, I've not eaten. Can you please send me? It's hard to think about gifts. Okay, I don't know if we are done, but first of all, we want to thank you so much for coming here. Guys, let's give him a big hand clap. We are so grateful that we have had you, and I'm sure we have not finished the conversation like we would have, but because of time, I will share his contact if any of you want it, and I'm sure I will be able to connect. Ask any questions that you may be wanting to ask. Now, as we finish, we are done, but I want to get your closing remarks from us, and together the closing remarks. I know you have done these interviews across. What are the only three memorable businesses you have seen across the places you have been to so far? And then your closing remarks, and then we shall do the final rapid fire, and we are done from here. Maybe before you come, Kasori and you have anything? Nothing today? Okay, nothing today. Yeah.
Oh, they took my glass already.
Yeah, they took it. Sorry. I gave it away.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. 3 memorable companies. So, one company that I find really memorable was as a young woman, she grew up in a slum. She managed to go to university, learned coding, started teaching coding started doing some freelance projects, started then teaching coding to kids in the US to get money to funnel that into building a school for coding in the slum she came from.
Which country?
In Kenya.
Wow. What's the name of the company?
It's Coding with Kids.
Coding with Kids.
Coding with Kids. It's I also visited her, and so I think the way she built up the company and the approach of having it so community driven is very, very representative from my impression of the people I spoke with generally, that there's a great community approach, and her way of doing things is just really fascinated me, and I think there's a nice story. And one take I liked about it is always the way of business modeling. So her business model is, I would call that an arbitrage model. She wanted to impact her community, but the community she wanted to impact doesn't have the money for it.
Sure.
So you cannot or can rarely charge the community. There's three ways: having a very cheap product, like the malaria soap, to charge the community actually, and then sell in big numbers. The other one is enabling the community to get extra income. For example, by selling their products for a higher price, cutting out middlemen, so generating extra revenue. Third one is you actually earn money with another customer group and then use it to subsidize your impact. And so she's doing the latter, and she's doing, so she needs to go to private schools, and so that's some, that's...
Second one?
Second one is the woman that started cooking dishes for hospitals.
Okay, yeah.
They're based in Rwanda. And they have now integrated a whole farm-to-plate model. Their credo is healthy food doesn't have to be expensive. They're serving incredibly well-priced foods. It's not, I don't know if it's organic, but it's they've got it. They run the farms or support the farmers, and they bring it to the table. And the price is really cheap. And I was visiting them, and I was having lunch there. It's like, when do you come to Germany? We need this. This is so good food. I would go there every day because what they've managed is to keep the prices low, but also impact lots of farmers' individual livelihoods. So they've from cooking dishes in their own kitchen, they've started to build their own model farm. Then now giving money to farmers, so they give farmers support, in the financial support in the first and second year. In the third year, the farmers need to stand on their own, and the fourth year, they don't pre-finance them anymore. It's called Solid Africa.
Solid Africa.
Solid Africa.
Wow. Solid Africa. Okay, and then the third one?
And the third one, it's a good question. There's many. And there's always the bias, of course, of the ones that I have most, the recency bias, and the ones I've visited, because there's more.
Just let it be what touched you more. Yeah, I think that's good.
I think so. I'll. It's not a business, but it's the way of interacting with other entrepreneurs. So it's this second model where someone has been building trust with the community for a long time, and then help them to cut out the middlemen and sells their product, their farmers' products on the markets in the big cities. And he's getting a free credit from the farmers because they trust him, because he's been living with them in the community, even though I think it's not the community he's from. And so he's been spending lots of time to build trust, to then get the crops cash, like credit free. But they give it to him because they know they'll get a better price from him than from the middleman. And he's also been engaging with entrepreneurs and with other entrepreneurs. So they've built like a chama, which is the Kenyan way of pooling money together. Okay. And so they've got a pool of money, and everybody who needs money can take money out as on a factor that they put in. So they have kind of a loan. And it works well, especially if the founders have different backgrounds, because if all come from agriculture, they'll have money problems at the same time, right? So they've kind of they all put money in, they don't earn any interest on the money, but everybody, let's say I put 100,000 shillings in, I can take 100,000 shillings out. If I've returned them successfully and people trust me, next time I could do 150, which means I'm actually borrowing interest-free from the others.
Wow.
But that needs a lot of trust.
Yeah.
So that needs to working together and building relationship.
It may not work out in Uganda.
It is a matter of trust, and trust comes with time.
There are people, it can work. It is working. For him at this time.
When I belong to it is working.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and Uganda.
Every week we pull money from different businesses. We give to one individual.
Perfect.
Then every Friday we return without interest. And it has run like for 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Crazy.
Are they family
Nice,
members?
No, I just met them here. I don't know.
Because it's always worse.
So
That's
that's the trust, right?
yeah.
And the
So
trust is we can't finish. Your final remarks.
Yeah. So yeah, let's. So I don't actually recall the business's name, but it was a story. Lots of these stories have impacted me, but these are the ones from the top of my head
Yeah.
now.
So
Yeah.
we shall have another session probably online.
Oh, you can read my papers once
Oh,
they're
yeah,
published.
we shall-
part two.
I'm sure we may get the acknowledgement and entrepreneurs launch somewhere in the papers, right?
I don't know if I can put them in the papers, but in the dissertation.
The
In this
dissertation.
dissertation,
Awesome.
I can write everything I want in the dissertation, so I can put like a lot of. I at least that's what I think so far.
Oh,
Let's
it's fine.
see if someone will rip it off.
That's all good enough.
So your final remarks?
In what way?
I mean we have you are going. you
Yes.
know, and what would be the last words you want us to hear?
What are your 2 cents based on what you've seen around here, now environment, what you see about the launch?
The goodbye.
I think
The people visited today,
Yeah.
different businesses under the launch.
Uh,
And what you think of us in the future? What would you like us to do? Yeah.
traveling here, I sometimes felt like I had some dollar signs in my eyes because I see there's so many opportunities. I'm like, and coming here has made me even more optimistic.
Okay.
I think, of course, there are big challenges, and just being optimistic doesn't mean it's a necessity for positive development, right? But there are ways, even if
It doesn't mean anything.
there is no necessity, but there are opportunities, and so I'm generally optimistic, and traveling here, seeing these things as maybe like, all right, this is I think this is part of where the future can be, and likely is going to be.
Round of applause for the launch.
We are the future. Yeah.
We are the change we seek.
and to humble whatever I said, I sometimes am afraid when I hear what I said because I say things very definite. All of that I would always take with a grain of salt
Okay.
because it always comes from me, my experiences, and what I
Yeah,
can
your
and cannot
opinion,
do,
yeah.
right? So
You should
yeah.
never, you should always be proud of what you really are and what you are saying, like, because that's you.
Yeah.
I think it makes you a bit free in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for listening to me. I love sharing that and engaging with you. So thanks a lot for having me.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Guys, a round of applause for Moritz. Yeah, so this has been incredible, of course. From the time we met, we've been going through innovative sessions, the quiz last night.
We won, by the way.
Yeah, we won the quiz. Team Avengers. Yeah, we had the quiz last night and we won, and we're in the same group. So
That part of identifying pictures, man,
Yeah.
we were on fire.
I think you remember him.
Yeah.
He was around
Yeah,
and
it was
they
on the
lost.
losing side.
He was like,
Yeah, so it has been a long week, full of learning from you and you trying to adapt
yeah.
the new environment, but also trying to enjoy the area.
And me learning a lot from you.
Yeah,
right? Everything
but
I
even
told
us
you.
learning from you. I mean, yeah. So
It's just
it has really
condensed
been a
learning
good time
from
of
all of
sharing,
you.
Yeah, and till today when we have the launch, and it has been an insightful session. Like you can see, full of learning.
Yeah.
I believe all of us have learned a lot, and which is quite a good thing. Yeah, so we have our last session, whereby we just, it is opinion based.
Yeah.
Whatever you say,
One word.
you choose one thing. And
All right.
I mean,
Okay,
it's just for fun. As we
Yeah.
close the session, it's part of our, there's no more thinking anymore.
Explanation.
Okay.
No explanation, no nothing. For example, I'll ask you my first question. And about the noise. But,
Is it cancelled out? Perfect.
okay, so I hope they can hear me. So my first question is, if you were a funder, would you fund a proof of concept backed by research, Or would you fund a working prototype that is not well researched per se, but already driving impact?
Good question.
The latter. Working prototype.
Working prototype.
Even if it's not researched. Okay. Cool.
But it's already making
Impact, driving impact, but not well researched. It's not backed by any evidence.
But it's making money. Yeah.
Like money. Okay. So that prototype. By priority, as an entrepreneur, would you innovate for profit or for impact primarily?
For profit.
You are my guy.
Exit strategy. Let the money move out. Okay.
I will not give an explanation. I really want to, but
okay. So basketball. Today you gave me a challenge, by the way. It was my primary sport.
But you played like you have never played.
Okay, LeBron James or Kevin Durant?
LeBron James.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay.
Hobbies. Open mic karaoke or quiz night?
That's a hard one.
Both.
Both.
Okay. I figured
One after
that
the
out.
other.
Okay. Do you subscribe to this narrative? Very poor people should not save.
No.
They should save, right? Should a very poor person save?
Oh, that's hard to say with a yes or no. Oh.
Explain it one sentence.
You shouldn't save if you cut down on basic needs, because then you're not in the position to save. You should get yourself into a position where you can save. So I think if you don't have a surplus, you cannot save.
You can't save what you don't have.
Who was that? Some Ugandan man just said it recently. Who was it? It was a pastor.
But
You have 1,000 Ugandan shillings.
Yeah.
Why are you saving? Even if you save 100, anyway, you may not understand currency, because here, okay, you have $1.
Yeah.
And you still want to save.
Yeah.
It means you're not going to survive. Anyway.
Yes. I can also give. Can I jump?
No.
Good.
Okay. Full-time, highly paying job or many part-time contracts?
Many part-time contracts.
You like the freedom. Okay. Free money or you like earning it?
It's both very nice. Can we make a mix?
Okay. In terms of partnerships, infrastructure support or funding?
That's a good one.
Infrastructure.
Give me 5. Okay. Finally, for me, work hard, play hard, or business on my mind all day, every day?
Work hard, play hard.
My guy.
Thank you.
You know, life is short, guys. You need to enjoy your life, especially when you work hard. You need to, it's very good. So thank you, guys. It being Eid el-Fitri, I didn't expect you guys to come, like in the numbers you have come here today. Yeah, especially those, like I expect Eliud to come because there's nothing going to. But I mean, for the Muslim friends, thank you so much. Yeah, it's nice. But thank you so much. I think we can first clap for ourselves, really, for making it on the 15th episode. I mean, we are really moving. We are becoming better. It's just amazing. And before I even go into my final thing, Avoda cookies. I have to talk about. There's nothing to do.
You have to pay membership.
They are going to pay today. You have to pay membership today. So Avoda cookies. You ate Avoda cookies.
I ate them. Yeah.
First tell the people how was it?
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. Like I bought them and I thought I'll try one, right? And I'll bring the rest to some people I'm seeing in Kampala.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point where it's like I could also finish them.
So we'll give you this one.
Woo!
Yeah. So
I can finish them.
Yeah, you can finish.
That you have to jubilate getting one.
Yes. Why? It's so good for the.
We are eating this one tonight.
Are we eating tonight?
For the people who have tasted this,
Nice.
I know Emily tasted them. He has just bought 2 of them, 10K.
Yeah.
So how much are this? this is 5,000, man.
But
It's
the
a lot.
influential marketing, you can buy it at 10K.
Yeah.
New was launched.
So this is 5K, and then there is one for 10K. Man, just try them. I don't know about marketing, but one thing I'm sure of, if you start them now, you will finish them in the next 10 minutes. Just perfect and just sweet. So,
Are they sweeter than Kakira sugar?
my brother, you are going too far now. You
There's
are overdoing
nothing
the thing.
sweeter
I think that's we have done it. So it's you are over. Hey, okay, we shall cut that out. So, finally, for my questions, I know you don't like football, but the biggest debate that has ever happened, Messi or Ronaldo?
You don't know them.
Ronaldo.
Okay.
Out of here. What do you mean?
No, my guy, you go back and see.
We're under entrepreneurs launch. And he certainly is more entrepreneurial.
Yeah, he has more money. He has more money
But-
than me.
It's about money.
But
That's about entrepreneurial.
yeah, it's about
approach.
entrepreneurship. Yeah. So I agree with you in that figure, but in football, of course, we know.
But we don't want to explain, right? We're next
No explanation. What is your best song?
My best song is Tom der Reimer by Karl Löwe. That's a classical song. Classical music.
That's it. You know that song?
It's nobody knows it. It's not very famous. It's a composer from no explanation. Tom der Reimer. You look it up.
Let me tell you this. I used to listen to classical music whenever I wanted to cry.
Oh.
Like you know those moments. No, you guys have been to those moments, right? Whereby
Never, meaning goal at time.
no, not all the time. So this happened to me once. I was in high school. And there's this lady, a beautiful girl.
To be a girl.
No, let us not go there. One man, it was like this, Emil. There was a beautiful girl, and
What was her name once again?
I won't talk about the name. She's actually now, she has 3 children. Can you imagine? So I liked her, but I couldn't get close to her. So it created pain in my heart. And then they told me, you can listen to classical music. And I went and I cried the whole night. I was around 15 years old, and it's bad. So from every time I hear about that, it's either that or that Champions League Classic. Yeah.
So there's the Tom der Reimer is a lied, so it's a song, and the beauty about the German or songs in general, but the German song is they always tell a story. So it tells the story of a guy who's going out into the forest, meeting the fairy queen, and falls in love with her, and then the music always paints the story. So I love it because they're nice stories. These songs.
So is there any Ugandan song you know?
I not consciously, no. There's none I have.
Yeah.
We have to listen to that later.
Yeah, this guy is cooking something. Don't worry. Academia or entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship.
What are you doing? Studying a PhD? Okay, let us know an explanation. What is the one habit you are glad you have?
Being optimistic and always seeing opportunities.
Being optimistic.
Opportunistic and optimistic.
Yeah. What is the best book you have ever read?
I have a list of books, and I have I don't remember what I've put on number 1 currently. I can look it up. Give me a second. I think it's Originals by Adam Grant.
So I know Adam Grant from podcasts.
Yeah.
I watched one when he was with Chris Williamson. You should check it out.
Yeah.
Very nice. So it's called Originals.
Originals, and it's competing with How to Fly a Horse.
How to Fly a Horse by who?
I forgot the name, but it's the inventor of the Internet of Things, and it's also about creativity.
Oh.
Both is on creativity.
Okay. Thank you. So what is the, please, not just, okay, let's say 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, a year ago.
Yeah.
What is the first thing that would come to your mind when you hear about Uganda?
Young people.
Oh, Oh, that's a good one. That's good, guys. Oh, I mean. Okay, then finally, Beethoven or Mozart?
Again?
Beethoven or Mozart?
Beethoven or Mozart.
Is that the pronunciation?
Beethoven?
Beethoven.
Beethoven or Mozart? Mozart.
Yeah, or Mozart.
Certainly Mozart.
Sure.
Yes.
My guy, you are lost now.
Mozart.
Not because of the pronunciation. He has pronounced it well. Who are they?
Now I know them.
Like who are they?
Even though I study in Bonn, the
Yeah.
city of Beethoven, it's Mozart, 100%.
Yeah, it's Mozart.
You'd say that's as well, yeah.
Do you know what they do?
Beethoven is the one who went
Yeah,
deaf.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. And he was just part of, I remember, I think Bill Gates bought all his classics.
Yeah.
He bought the whole album. That this guy is lost. My brother is lost. So we are talking about classical music composers here.
I love the question.
And writers, actually. Yeah, because I know.
And finally, and it's a modification of what he asked, LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
LeBron James.
Of
course.
Perfect.
Maybe
So
Kobe.
focus on
Kobe.
me.
Kobe, who is
Thank
the
you so
best.
much
Yeah.
for attending the Entrepreneurs Lounge episode number 15. I'm getting better at this. Episode number 15. I've enjoyed all of you. We thank you so much, online audience. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels and buy Avoda cookies. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that.